Snow White is already doing worse than Captain America 4.
Is it?
Of course it is.
Yep.
I found that out when no one even bothered to upload a pirated copy because I didn't have to eyeball this first because I wasn't going to the theater to watch it. And
That's
if
what I'm
there
waiting
was
for.
no pirated copy, I wasn't watching it.
That's how I am.
Yeah, I like how you just go live.
God
You
damn
don't
it!
say
Every
anything.
fucking time. Never once have I. I'm trying to do something cool
Ours will clip
and
that.
like artistic and niche, and never once have one of you plebeian motherfuckers been able to just let it ride. I swear to God, it is pearls before swine.
Definitely autistic, that's for sure.
Well,
God,
we're not the
that
ones
is
harping on it and
why.
dragging it out. So I mean, who's really the problem here?
You know what, Darnell? Nobody fucking asked you, by the way. I noticed you're not wearing my merch tonight. And even though you're on my show. Oh, shit, he is! He is wearing the merch. He is wearing the merch.
You want me to show you
I'm the
too?
asshole.
Is that a penis
That's
hanging
right.
down?
It's a
On the shirt?
7.
No, it's a 7.
It's San
It could
Diego
be a
7.
penis.
So you guys know what a San Diego 7. I realize I don't know if you guys actually know this. This is a stage bit. that
I just thought it was funny.
So a San Diego 7 is someone who's a 10 in their hometown, and then they move to a city like San Diego, and they realize that they're not a 10. But in their hometown, it's a call to self-awareness.
I mean, that's
what
somewhat
it is.
universal.
It's just all of us are, pretty hot, but there's so what I do, how I work that into the stage bit is I'll be like wherever I am, like let's say I'm in I'm somewhere in Oregon. I'll be like, wow, if I'm like in like a small town or something, I'll be like, wow, can I be honest? You guys are way better looking than I expected. That usually gets a good response. It's like, God, you guys are like San Diego 7s. And then they're like, is he complimenting me? Is he not? And I'm like, hey, that's like a Portland 15. And everybody wants to be hotter than the next town over, right? So that immediately I've made a connection, and I can use that formula with like any town that I'm in. So that usually works, and especially if there's like a hot girl in the front row, that'll like help me.
Oh shit! Fuck! I saw that. I didn't see that outline cropping up. Sorry, I was like, I like started to say something, and I was like, wait, that outline's not showing up around my little Streamlab guy, and I was looking at my mics and stuff. Yeah. I was gonna say, it looks like y'all know those rabbit vibrators.
Oh yeah.
Theo's intimate with one, right?
Like knowing that it comes from you, I'm fine with it, and I'm not gonna call you gay, but that's just because.
Thank you.
Technically,
Thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt. I appreciate it.
Had it been anybody else, I
right.
I may call you gay.
We're calling everyone gay here.
I mean, that's kind of my thing.
That's actually, what's so funny? You know what's so funny? I didn't realize it kind of bore a passing resemblance to a rabbit, and now I'm thinking that the women's San Diego 7 merch is going to sell a lot better.
Yeah. At least it's not a bullet.
Originally, I wanted to slap that on like booty shorts and stuff, but like actually making a merch store is like not that fun. It's a giant pain in the ass.
That was a good mug.
Yeah, so please, I got a couple of mugs. I'm trying to do more like podcast tie-ins so I can sell it to people that like the podcast. This isn't a show about my marketing strategy, actually. So I don't know why I'm giving it away.
What is today's
That's
theme?
a great question. Okay, actually, so it's funny. I have Bat Sauce and BS Warren here. So I actually wanted to talk about this. This is something that's happening on Twitter right now, and I just wanted to draw your guys' attention to it.
You talking about the tweet from John A. Douglas?
Yeah,
we know John A. Douglas.
Yeah, that's the thing. So this is kind of like happening adjacent to the space. Emerald, can you pull up that John A. Douglas tweet?
Yep, we'll do.
Yeah.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
That's right.
Can we get a moment of dead air for George Foreman?
Oh. All right.
Oh!
Wait.
I just got it. I didn't mean it that way.
Huh? Oh.
I missed it. Yeah.
Okay. So basically what he's saying is Happened to be Target again, decided to check on the fantasy section. Unlike last year, male-centric fantasy is nowhere in sight. It's all chick lit and book talk slop. So it's just all like girl porn books, basically.
100%.
And this is what I have a bit about this in my stand-up, and it fucking crushed. I've been talking, and I tried to do a whole show about this like a few episodes ago. Fans of the Touchgrass Deep lore know that didn't go super well. But this is my point. This is the whole book section at Target. And it's just porn. And they're like, why can't men just read female-centered books? Because women read male-centered books for a long time. And there's basically, this trend has fucking decimated the publishing industry.
Whoa, okay.
Right, for
I
men.
think
And so,
just misunderstood what fantasy actually should be versus what women want it to be.
So, I mean, this is something that I've been like harping on through my like YouTube thing and everything like that. Is just fantasy, like books in general, novels are just kind of a forgotten aspect of the culture war. All the focus is on movies or comics or something, and never on books when all that stuff is usually derivative from a book. Yeah. And yeah, so it's true. It's 100% true. Women read way more than men, and it's probably always going to be that, even if you do start writing more books for men.
Well, we don't actually. Here's the thing: we actually don't really. We have no way of genuinely confirming whether or not that's actually like the case, because all those studies that get done, they're all done in either public schools, which are notorious for being fucking cesspits. All right, of like low literacy rates, violence, and sexual assault. Or these are studies done in bookstores, polling women that and these bookstores are catering strictly to women.
Even if we assume, that that's true, let me finish. Is the fact that there is still a potential, and there is still a big audience for men, and that has just been completely overshadowed and forgotten about, and it's doing damage to the culture. Because, like I said, a lot of this stuff is rooted from novels. Even if people just consume movies or something like that, but where are they getting their material from? 9 out of 10 times it's a novel.
It's the emphasis on movies and video games and stuff that tends to be a lot more popular. It's because it appeals more to that normie audience. It's easier for people to get into a movie or a TV show than it is for them to pick up and really get into a novel.
It's work to read a novel.
Let's be honest. This isn't just a book problem. This is a cultural problem, and because what has Disney done with both Marvel and more specifically Star Wars? They've they've turned them into girl brands. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
so I said
they're doing everything they can to take everything that has been a little more skewed toward a male audience and completely revert that to being mainly focused at getting a female audience, and maybe have some men tag along,
they're
either
unburdened by what has
or
been.
just habit on the way.
Yeah. I actually, what was it? I have a link to it right here. I can, Theo, I can drop it to you.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that. What are you showing me?
This is from Matthew Schmitz. Does articles for the New York Times sometimes. This is an article an excerpt from an article on Compact Mag. Yeah.
Are you gonna share?
I mean, this.
I was.
He put it in the private chat. Actually, Emerald, can you hit that? Yeah. It's in the private chat.
Yeah, the big thing is though that this is not a new issue. That's why I'm saying this is like a forgotten section of like battle of the culture war that just gets constantly ignored. Like even when Daily Wire was trying to do the whole we're taking back the culture thing with that failed attempt, there was never talk about getting into fantasy, sci-fi, or anything like that in novels. And it's just like, what's going on, guys? What about the people who enjoy novels? Not to mention how foundationally important novels are.
Yeah.
No, good point. And I think it has more to with that. Why it gets ignored is because they're not as big of a money maker.
Well, not with what they're publishing, no. And that's actually something I'd like to bring up later. But because I was earlier I was just on a stream by myself, and I was just talking about I was explaining the like how how like writing advance and stuff work, but right here, this is actually like evidence of it. Over the course of the 2010s, the literary pipeline for white men was effectively shut down. Between 2001 and 2011, 6 white men won the New York Public Library's Young Lions Prize for debut fiction. Since 2020, not a single white man has even been nominated of 25 total nominations, which statistically that should not be possible. The past decade has seen 70 finalists for the Center for Fiction's first novel prize, with again not a single straight white American millennial man. Of 14 millennial finalists for, oh, and by the way, they keep saying millennial throughout this excerpt. I guarantee you there aren't any straight white male Zoomers in there either. Of 14 millennial finalists for the National Book Award during that same time period, exactly 0 are white men. The Wallace Stegner Fellowship at Stanford, a launching pad for young writers, currently has 0 white male fiction and poetry fellows. Of 25 fellows since 2020, just 1 was a white man. Again, that shouldn't be possible, especially at fucking Stanford. That's Connecticut. I don't. Any black people in the chat who are from Connecticut, please raise your hand if you're around. I mean, it's like seriously, it's like freaking Potomac. It's like freaking Potomac. They got the freaking Real Housewives of Potomac. All of them are black women. I have never seen a single freaking black woman in all of Potomac, Maryland. And it's the same deal. It's the same deal at Stanford. You know, it's mostly white. Perhaps most astonishingly, not a single white American born after 1984 has published a work of literary fiction in the New Yorker. That's almost 40 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's insane, man. Or no, that is over 40 years. 90, yeah, because 2025 minus 1984, that's 41.
They disguise their targeted discrimination as, you know, diversity and inclusivity, when really all they're doing is targeting a specific group of people, demographic, and saying fuck off.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So in order to get your book published by a major publisher, like the only route to do that is through what's called literary agents. And if you go to try to seek out a literary agent, they all have like pages of like what kind of books they're looking for, what kind of authors they're looking for, weirdly enough. And so they have a list. And like I remember doing this back years ago, and their list were literally white man need not apply. Like they were like, it was like, we want women, women's stories by women. We want LGBT people, people of color. Yeah. It just, everything is just a checklist of being like, you're a white male, just literally look the other way. And this was like all the literary agents.
Yeah, you can go on Reezy right now and you could see it too. I went through it on stream earlier.
But if I may, can I give voice to the critics here a little bit? Like why can't men just read these books written for women? Because women spent so long reading books meant for men. Why can't men empathize with a protagonist that's getting railed by 6 vampires? Why can't men just put themselves in the mind
I can't even put myself in the mind
one of these dragon riding horrors?
It's too close to their fantasy. That's why men can't.
Go on.
So actually, really famous author actually jumped into this discussion earlier today, which is why I went on stream and talked about it earlier. Christopher Paolini, the author of the Aragon series, and then also Fractal Noise, and I think he actually put out a romantasy book not that long ago. Let me see if I can rummage for the tweet real quick. But he explained, he's like, yeah, I have it right here. I'll share my screen again. But he's
go ahead, Gall. You keep wanting to jump in, and then the boys keep talking over you, man-interrupting, if you will. So go ahead.
Stop white knighting.
No. Go ahead.
Stop white knighting.
No. Go ahead.
There's no dark mode.
Well, so
no. It's your turn.
When he just mentioned the romantasy as a genre, it actually reminded me of the video that we just played earlier. The fact that romance is right next to fantasy now, at least in that target it was, bothers me because fantasy and sci-fi used to be next to each other.
Yes.
And those that's when like it was male dominated. And it's very sad to me that they are now romance and fantasy next to each other. Like that's the wrong kind of fantasy. Like the fantasy section should not be what these fucking horny women want with their romance. They want some fantastical creatures. No, fantasy is meant to be the adventure with magic and side dusting of a little bit of romance, of course, because you want your male lead to rescue the princess. That is fantasy, not your deep, dark bedroom bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just been transformed into this gross, unappealing thing.
It's gone from fantasy into literal fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, into
So it's
sex
like-
fantasy.
Do you think that started with Twilight, you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, initially, that's where it initially started. The trend you're seeing now, the reason it's blown up so much is because of ACOTAR. Of Court of Thorn and Roses.
Court of Thorn and Roses.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is no problem with
blew
these
up on
books
TikTok.
existing. It's just there's the thing. It's just
But
men
stick
like
to your
what
genre.
men like, and women like what women like, and it's not like not 100% on either way, but it's like
How dare
that's how it
you.
is.
Stop
We're not gonna
generalizing.
change that.
That's so toxic.
There are still a few like book genres that are completely male dominated. Military science fiction is still male dominated
For now.
It needs to fucking stay that
it's
way.
that one
I'm joking,
specifically.
I'm joking.
No, I mean
I'm joking.
it's but it's not promoted by the major publishing houses or anything like that. It's just because there is a male raider base, and now they're just like, well, I'm not going to go into your fantasy because now it's all gay and gay. So military science fiction's safe, and also what is it? Lit RPG books, which
Lit
I
RPG. I was about to say that.
I don't know why,
that's
but
what-
it is.
Yeah, because that a lot of the like the OG D&D guys that have kind of been pushed out of the hobby by all these blue hair crackheads that want to I don't know fuck people in Strixhaven or whatever. But basically, people that normies that got into it through Critical Role and now they're just acting out, their anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Critical Role unintentionally did a lot of damage to
Yep.
the D&D world.
I miss being able to like be a woman that in secret or like in my own space would be able to read those things and just exist. Like I don't have to announce the fact that, hey, I'm here, everybody. I like your stuff. No.
Yeah.
It was me. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm going to read this and not fucking tell anybody because the world doesn't need to fucking know that you like guy shit.
A woman in secret, that sounds a lot like Theo.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's not. I'm being very generous, allowing you to promote your shit on my platform. By the way, hey,
Thank
nobody
you.
I
read
haven't
Matt
promoted
Sauce's
anything.
book. It's gay propaganda.
Hey, don't confuse me with Von Coleman, all right?
About how to trans your child. He's teaching your children how to use Grindr. That's what he's doing. Oh wait, Emerald. Emerald. I'm replying to the thing I want you to pull up right now in the DMs because we brought up D&D. This is actually really important because this ties into something that I wanted. This is okay. So this guy is one of the guys who is one of the high ups on the creative side of D&D. Actually, his description's right over here: game design, etc. Created D&D 5th edition, working on streamlined revision of the game. Blah blah blah. He's at Gary Con. So that's Gary guy. That's a big Dungeons and Dragons convention for those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
The idea that younger gamers want a safe game, whatever that means, is utterly wrong. Participation trophies are here to make parents feel good about themselves. The kids know it's a show. Play comes with a sense of risk. We role play because there's a place we could experience risk, loss, and defeat without enduring tangible harm. We're wired as humans to role play, learn to navigate life's twists and harms. This is actually what's fucking up D&D right now, is this inundation of safety culture where you need like trigger warnings and safe spaces. And again, and by the way, this is not necessary at all male tables. Right. This is an inundation of women and queer people and people who are trying to bring the social justice norms where feelings are the most important thing. And if I'm offended, that's a catastrophic clusterfuck. And we have to call a timeout right now. And everybody needs to cater to me so that we can fix my feelings, and that everything has to be safe. And emotional harm is the same as physical harm. It's trying to import that into my orc murder game. And I just want to murder orcs. I want to do that. I want to
How
be
dare
able
you? That's
to,
racist.
Careful,
Yeah.
careful,
I mean,
Johnny.
maybe I mean it to be racist. Maybe I can play it.
orcs are an
Oh, I
allegory
have a video on that.
POC.
Racism's good for fantasy. We need more racism in fantasy.
I think it was the Babylon Bee did a
It went
video
into
about
that.
this, and they nailed it. Like I think it was the Babylon Bee. They did like a 2-minute, like they introducing an old friend who's in the military, who's home on leave to play D&D. He ends up quitting because like every 2 seconds they're like they raise their hands like I got an issue. This they do the X in the air. Yeah, and it's fucking hilarious.
And this is kind of like it's ties to what Gaul was saying. This is a male dominated hobby that ran a certain way, and the women who played it liked it because of how it ran. Right. It was fine the way it was. And then in a misguided effort to make it appeal to a bunch of people who don't even like the game, they just inundated it with all of this like safety culture, which repelled the core fan base. So it's just taking things that men like and ruining them so that women can enjoy them when women don't even like it. I had this argument with a friend of mine about She-Hulk recently. Yeah. I was like, did you like She-Hulk? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't. She's like, well, I didn't really watch it. And I was like, don't you see how fucked up that is? They ruined Star Wars for you. We ruined Indiana Jones for you. We ruined Marvel for you. You took everything I love and you fucking ruined it for you, and you didn't even watch it.
Don't even watch it.
So Warhammer has been a big talk with this because there's been them trying to get the female Space Marines, but the fan base is standing fast, being like, you can't. It's just not possible. It's in the codex. It's not happening. But they've already broke, and they got female custodies, which are like super Space Marines essentially, which also doesn't make sense because they literally already had the same thing as females, just with a different name, a little bit of different, but essentially the same. Yeah. So it's just like, there is these like little battlefields happening exactly how you're mentioning before. But also, so back to books with that, what a lot of people don't know, especially with those romantasy books, is how these people read these books. And especially like the TikTok culture, they don't fucking read it. They skim it. Like there's this whole culture of skimming and how to skim and how many words they read of a chapter or what parts of a chapter, like the front or back or whatever, do they read. They never actually read it. Like there's this whole mass population of people that just review books and everything, and because they need to be a part of it. They need to be a part of the people that are also reading and talking about it, and not actually enjoying the content that is there, which is insane, absolutely insane.
That makes me so mad because when I was preparing for the show I wanted to do about these, I read these books and I read them cover to cover, and I paid attention to every word and every detail, every fucking comma. I was focused, and I put in so.
Did you read the fourth?
It makes me so mad. I should have known women weren't doing any real work.
No, he needs to read.
I should have known they were fucking cheating. God damn it! I'm not happy.
Oh, no, I think you killed two of the panelists.
I didn't know
here.
There was an assignment. It's not like it wouldn't have been a.
Your assignment was show up, and your assignment for that show was show up and have a vagina. So you did that perfectly. That's what
thanks.
I needed.
I tried.
I was a DEI position. I needed. Don't worry about it. I don't have standards for the women I have on my show. That's all due respect to the panel.
It's that female privilege, baby.
But this is like, okay, but it's not just fucking like ruining things that men like. It's like making the media, like if you look at the replies to these very benign statements on Twitter, it's overt hostility. It's like shut the fuck up for wanting things is the attitude.
Hold
like,
up. Let me pull up the fucking AO3
you can't
goblin.
tell them that.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that wanted it in the first place and fucking changed it. But back then, when they were trying to fucking change it, you wouldn't be able to tell them that. And like I just said, it's the female fucking privilege.
What's crazy is that they'll use an argument from market forces when it suits them. Is they'll be like, well, there's not a market for male books. So maybe
bullshit. That's fucking
exactly
bullshit.
What we tried to say.
There's a market for it on fucking Amazon.
Which is
there's a market for it.
Maybe the white straight men need to actually start writing.
Brandon Sanderson are raking in millions of fucking dollars, catering to the male audience.
No, back off. Brandon Sanderson sucks donkey dick. Whoa. Brandon Sanderson, you gotta see my reviews of the Stormlight 5. dude has fucking caved hard.
He
and
bent
he
that
is
knee.
100% going to the direction of LGBT fucking female bullshit. In that last book, he went hard. And it's gonna get worse. Stormlight 5 was gay as fuck. Terrible fucking book. And I loved Brandon Sanderson, but he obviously has been compromised. 100%. Yeah. Sorry, I just heard Brandon Sanderson. I'm like, fuck that guy.
They will use this argument for market forces when it suits them, like people just aren't interested, which is the same thing we tried to say about women in STEM, and they said, nuh-uh, that there's fewer women in STEM because fewer interested women are interested in careers in STEM, and they were like, nuh-uh, make it gayer and fix
Barnes
it.
and Noble is bleeding fucking money. It is. Brick and mortar bookstores are bleeding money because of this bullshit. They're losing money. They're like, they cannot get the fucking sales to keep their fucking doors open.
Can somebody get B.S. Ward a juice box to settle his blood sugar?
I have a 522 with me right now. It's a hard cider.
This man is, bro. It is 11:30 in the morning. Are you okay?
It's later than that here.
I've been like this since like 10. I'm not gonna.
Oh, gotcha. So you're like mid-afternoon.
2:27 here.
I'm just waking up.
Yeah, dude, it's just.
Let's see. What am I?
They insult the men.
I am sharing my screen.
Okay, whose screen am I supposed to show right now? Is this the one or is this not the one?
This is the AO3 goblin. This is the AO3 goblin.
Okay, so we'll do this one first, then we'll do Bat Sauce's thing.
I want to break this down for you.
Dark mode.
Fucking
yeah, dude. This is. I'm be honest with you, bro. This is hitting me right in the autism, and I don't love it.
I don't know how do I hold on.
I'll show you after the stream.
Well, it's just don't do that.
You don't have to do it right this second.
Sorry.
We are on the
I have like
audience.
it's funny. I have like really bad caveman moments when I'm
his password is my luggage combination.
Yeah. So this right here, I just can't wrap my head around the idea of boys only reading books written by men. It's unfathomable to me. I read whatever looks interesting. It sounds like the problem is that boys need to be pushed to branch out more, like the people who only watch
social engineering.
Wait.
Now let me break this down sentence by sentence, okay? This first one, I just can't wrap my head around the idea of boys only reading books written by men. That's not what we're fucking talking about, you stupid fucking heifer.
Margaret Weiss and Tracy
That's
Hickman.
not the topic. It's books written for men, not by men. Harry Potter appeals to a significant male demographic, and it's written by a fucking woman. We're not sitting here roasting Harry Potter.
Well, not to mention the best anime ever manga written, Full Metal Alchemist, a woman, and John A. Douglas, the guy who spurred this off, his favorite author is a female, Sarah Douglas.
Yeah,
coincidence on the last
written
name
by a woman too. I'm pretty sure.
Well, can we bring up some of
and the publishers are dictating the subject matter, and they want certain elements to be in everything that they publish, and those elements are things that alienate male readers into not wanting to read it and are not appealing to them.
Yes,
I want to bring up Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, two old school Dragonlance.
They want them to enjoy it. Like you said, social engineering.
You know what's funny about this post for me? When I go to look for a good fantasy book and I see that it's a female author, I just set it back down and I look for a man.
See, and that's the thing. It's funny.
By the way, please select all of your hate tweets to @green-haired anti-liberal.
Do it. Bring it.
But I mean, there is a thing. It's typical for a man to write a story targeted for men.
Yes.
And vice versa for women. So that's why it's just like at some point it's just a part of filtering things down. It doesn't mean that is like the rule, but it's generally speaking to be safer when trying to find something that you're going to enjoy. Maybe it's probably going to be a male author.
Yeah. Oh wait, real quick. Bat sauce. You remember, Gao? You might remember this too. A couple years ago, there was a Spanish author that won an award. And it was a female pen name, but it turned out that it was actually 3 men writing under one female pen name, and they all went up to accept the award. And people had, oh my gosh, people had a fucking fit over that.
Yeah,
I bet. I could see that being
a
problem, and I love it. Like that's what you're forcing. Basically, we're reverting back to when women had to do that. Like they had to have the male name.
Mulan. They had a Mulan it.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, women say shit like this and then wonder why every society in the history of the world has placed strict societal restrictions on them.
Guys, please direct all of your hate tweets to BS Warren.
Yes, please.
Warren.
I'm not gonna lie.
He wants all the smoke. I'm sensitive.
I
unintentionally wore the best T-shirt for today about Helen Keller. That fake ass bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
Burn her damn diary.
When I was younger, I didn't actually look out for those things.
It's a Clerks 2 reference.
All right.
Right.
So like I had said, if I see that it's a female author, I kind of just set it down. When I was younger, I didn't do that. And one of my favorite fantasy book series, for that age, because it was a young adult book series, was written by a woman. But back then, I didn't like this wasn't the world that we were living in.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I'm just, if the cover looks kind of gay and it's written by a woman, I may read the back of the book, but generally I'm just not going to touch it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, real quick. When you say when the cover looks gay, it's usually that it's either like, what is it? It's the arts. It's usually either the art style that like is on the cover of Icebreaker. That's usually for like super like raunchy romance novels, or it's that minimalist cover with just like the big words and then like a graphic wrapped around them or something.
Hey, can we pull up some gay covers to look at so we can know what we're
Well, I was gonna say,
this
is why
find
it's important to put like what the ideal peak male is on the back of your book, kind of like this right here. That's the objective.
Let's blow up Bad Sauce right now. Let's see what Bad Sauce thinks is the ideal peak male for a second. Can we make Bad Sauce big on the screen?
It looks kind of tiny, so I don't know.
There we go.
Big on screen. We'll get you banned on YouTube.
Yeah.
You gotta lift the book up.
Well, it's at the green screen to get see.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the statue of David in that I bet it has a tiny cock.
Yeah. No, that's just what that they did that because my brain's too big. And it's just compensating for
all right, what are we looking at on
well,
the screen?
okay, this is basically the exact same point that Warren brought up that I just so happened to bring up at the exact same time. But I was also going to bring up this too. We're just watching the first 2 seconds of this. This is talking about the book skimming that I was bringing up before.
Yeah.
Is this book? First of all, the writing is so tiny. Second of all, why are the pages so filled with so many words? Like, what the
Hello, besties.
Excuse me, did she just say that writing was tiny?
Yeah.
Anyone ever read, like Eye of the World or something? Because that writing was not tiny.
4 times. Read it 4 times.
I will say there's there are a lot of books. And again, this is from the traditional publishing industry. They have forgot. There's a lot that goes into typesetting and formatting the book so that it's a smooth read for people. And a lot of publishing companies, they do cram like shitloads and shitloads of words onto the fucking page because they don't have their fucking typesetting shit together.
The reason she specifically is complaining about it is because it makes it more difficult to skim.
And that's why I was complaining about her.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't read unless it's a super chat.
She'll model my merch though. She'll model the merch for my books.
All right, this is fun. By the way, Nate doesn't know how to use an alarm clock, so let's all shame him. Shame. L's in the chat. Boo! Boo this man! Boo! Boo! Boo this man!
And what does fell asleep back asleep mean?
That means he woke up but he didn't have the discipline to remain conscious.
Oh, I have to come back in real quickly because you have a Rumble rant from Third Railify.
Whoa! What does that mean?
On Rumble.
What does that mean?
Rumble takeover. I don't know what's going on with the software. Unfortunately, the chat from Rumble is not transmitting over into the stream, so it's something we'll have to take a look at later.
That's okay. That's really exciting. All right. So I want to hit this idea. It's not just that the media is not being made for men and then men are being gaslit for not liking shit that's not made for them, because that's happening, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, why don't you like this story about this broad who gets Eiffel Towered by a couple of like sexy gay vampires who also fuck each other? Why isn't this story appealing to you? And it's like,
Why is it appealing to anyone?
that's not. You're one of the good ones, Gal.
Gay
I'm
stuff.
not saying that I don't like a good vampire story, but like what you just described, what the fuck is that?
And
Right, that just came from my imagination. Maybe I should publish that. I could probably publish that with a female pen name.
See it being freaking books
Put
out there.
Gal's picture on the cover. Just be like,
I've also
I
brought
mean,
it
that'll
up.
get you a lot.
I brought it up before in a few other places. This is not just confined to the fantasy and science fiction sections of bookstores. This is spreading like everywhere. This has gone to the manga section and to the mystery section. In the manga section, you walk into Barnes and Noble right now, over half of the manga section is yaoi, yuri, or shoujo romance.
They're still open? Those are still open?
Barnes and Noble, yeah. There's a bunch of them around. Like I said, they're bleeding money because they're not serving a significant demographic within their audience. But yeah, it's spread to the manga section. So like well over half the shit there. I mean, they have like the big names for shonen in the manga section, and like a handful of smaller ones maybe. But other than that, it's it's either gay, lesbian, or like romance angled for like the female audiences. And then it's in the mystery sections as well, because I realized this the other day. I've over the past 5 years, you guys know the Bosch novels by Michael Connelly?
oh, like the ones that the show Bosch is based on?
Yeah, the ones that the show Bosch is based on.
Sure, yeah.
Those appeal to both men and women.
Yeah.
I realized the other day, it's been over the past 5 years, I've only seen 2 Bosch novels collectively at Barnes and Noble. One of them was actually on the shelf, which I'll give that store credit for. But then the other one, somebody was reading at the cafe. I don't know if they actually bought it from the store.
What do you? Oh, here, Darnell's sharing this with us. What are you sharing with us, Darnell?
It's an accurate depiction of all YA novels. Novels written by women for women.
Yeah.
It says, my name is Wicker Basket. I'm the chosen one. I'm very plain, but also gorgeous. I'm in love with 2 nearly identical white dudes. Which one will I choose? I'm so clumsy, except all forms of combat. Also, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100%
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like the male fantasy story is like, hey, the strongest and best guy we could find endures grueling training and is still barely able to become strong enough to save the day. And the female fantasy is like, hey, this unremarkable, clumsy mid somehow has the 2 hottest guys ever fighting over her because they realized she was actually the pretty one the whole time. She like let down her ponytail or whatever. It's like women don't even want to have to try in their fantasies. Like they don't even want to think about having to work out.
I'll push back a little bit on that because that is also like vice versa, the male fantasy of I'm just super awesome and strong and there's 2 girls fighting over me. That is definitely.
But to be fair,
I know, but there's
garbage writing.
Mentorship. You know, what about mentorship? What about?
I've always liked
growth?
the underdog story.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying it's like that's the ideal fantasy. Not that we like to actually read that as a story. That's why when like a lot of indie writers will do it, they just so happen to write the character that looks just like them and everything like that, but they're super awesome.
By the way, what is Von Coleman doing these days? Why isn't he on the show today?
Yeah,
he's out crashing cars.
He's balling, man.
He's crashing vehicles. That's what he's doing that right now.
Yeah. No, at least he's putting character faults into his character, right?
Yes.
But no, it is a typical thing in the indie world for people to write characters that are just them, but super awesome with 0 flaws, and all the women want them. But they don't sell though.
Yeah, exactly. And
shout out to the 4%, by the way. W's in the chat for the 4%. 4% is here in force. Look at this.
Bat Sauce, do you help me explain like advances and stuff. So the way advances, so when you get signed by a literary agent and represented to a publishing company, before they take the book to market, I want to say they do like an assessment of the book, right? And they basically say, okay, how many copies do you think do we think this will sell? And then based on that estimate, they may or may not provide the author with an advance. And that advance, so it'll be like just like I don't know, like a 25,000 check, something like that. I mean that. Well, hold on. That comes with strings attached. Because here's the thing: you get that $25,000 check, and then the book goes to market. They distribute it to stores, all that, and then it's up in the hands of the customers. Here's the thing: if your book only sells about $5,000 worth of money that ends up in your pocket, you have to pay back that $20,000 difference to the publisher. So in reality, you only wound up with $5,000. And guess what? That's 90% of the authors traditionally published on the market. 90% of them do not make their advance back.
That's just in general though. Like there's a huge, I forgot what the percentage is, a huge percentage of published books from major publishers that just don't sell anything. They make all their money from like the 10% of their books.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. But,
yeah.
Whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, no, like with the Fourth Wing, it's like that book, that story, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's objectively just trash writing, even for the type of story that it's targeted to, with the romance and everything like that. It's just, I think, there's just this, it got a hold of the normie audience that just don't know good writing. Because they'll like when you see people that are actual fans of it and they talk about it, they're like, oh, the world building is amazing. It's like the world building is so ass. Like,
no, what that means. Okay, no, I can help with this. This is a male-female communication thing. So when she says the world building was amazing, what she means is I had a great nut from this, but I don't want to say that because we're in public.
No, they're actually talking about like the power systems and stuff like that.
No, they don't care, bro. I talk to these bitches in public. They don't care, and they're more honest with me than they are with you. I promise you, bro. They don't give a shit. Right. They like to nut. Like,
no, I know. I'm not denying the fact that they love to nut. It's not denying. That's also
women love to nut. W's in the chat for women getting their nut. Everybody, let's do it.
But when they discuss the other aspects of the book, because usually in the reviews of books, they'll be cut up into sections. The romance part is probably going to be something that they talk about. And then, when they talk about the world building, specifically about the Fourth Wing, that's something that they love about it. And I'm like, dude, this is just so, like, they break so many rules to world building that they just don't see because this is like the first fantasy novel they've gotten into.
Yeah.
All right, this is fun. Okay, so this is something else. I want to do a tie-in because it's really fun talking about books, but I have to acknowledge the fact that most of my audience probably doesn't read. So I have to get off this. It's kind of a niche topic. So I have to get off of this. I want to tie in because it's not just books are not the only area of media that is that has an anti-male bias. This one is so fucking sick that it's driving me up a wall. So I have to talk about it. I don't even like to do content like this on the show. Okay, so this is The Guardian talking about this new Netflix series. From the police to the prime minister, how adolescence is making Britain face up to toxic masculinity. Oh, what's going on? What's this Netflix series about? This Netflix series about toxic masculinity. It's about it. I tell you what, it's a reenactment of the true, it's based on true events. It's based on this outbreak of like knife crime in Britain where, particularly where a teenage boy recently killed a teenage girl, and it was really kind of scary. So they told a story about it, and they tried to label, toxic masculinity and masculinity influencers as part of the cause. Now, Emerald, can you pull up the Reddit one where it shows the actor they cast versus who the real guy that's kind of based on was?
Oh no.
Do you have that one? This is fun. They literally did the reverse Netflix meme, and I want to show you guys the difference.
Paul Chato talked about this.
Yes. Here, can you switch back and forth between them, Emerald? So that's the kid in the show.
Let's get the real life one.
And then
no, this is the actor.
Yeah. You can guess if it's reverse.
That's the actor. Can you hit the arrow, buddy, and knock it over to the There
is the real kid black?
There he is.
I knew it.
There he is. It's not just it's actually not a race thing. So UK has a huge problem with migrant crime. They're importing migrants from Africa. And this is a huge, very contentious political issue in the UK right now. And what's happening is that a lot of these folks, they're Muslim and they're black. So they're getting a lot of like woke protection. And the woke people who have this idea of like unlimited immigration forever are kind of running cover for this because they don't want to admit that there may be an immigration related crime wave. and that maybe this had less to do with toxic masculinity and more to do with the cultural differences that may have been at play, right? And so this is who they want you to think the enemy is, right? And
it's even more nefarious, man. They changed the backstory to where he was inspired by male influencers, and he comes from a very conservative British family. And the motives have been turned on their head to reflect British conservative culture is the reason for these problems and not anything else. Like,
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's completely, so you're basically taking like a migrant crime problem and trying to cover it up and label it as a problem with men. And it's it's staggering. Like I just finished episode 3 today. So there's this extended scene of him being like interviewed by this like female therapist where he has like multiple outbursts of masculine rage. And he's like mad because he's an incel and like they've got a whole fucking imaginary. It also bothers me, not for nothing, but the main lead investigators of the show are a black guy and a white woman, and I'm almost certain that that's a race and a gender swap if we're talking about who the cops are in the United Kingdom. I'm just guessing. Probably both white guys, right? And he's not like a hard-nosed detective who's like will stop at nothing. He is like the most sissified left-wing version of a police officer you could possibly envision. He's got big fucking limp-wristed male feminist energy. And I'm supposed to believe that this guy is fucking solving homicides.
Is his name Yaste? and then his girlfriend is his sidekick is Hannah the Snow Bunny.
Yeah, and the woman that got in there, she's just like, yeah, it's that Andrew Tate shit that makes them do this. Right. And she's like very, very like insufferable millennial feminist.
SJW.
It has gotten so bad in Britain, but they're trying so hard to blame shift. I just posted something in the private chat if you want to pull it up.
I was actually going to address this. The female therapist scene is fucking sinister and heinous and evil. It's actually hard to describe how like that scene made me deeply uncomfortable. And they were presenting it as if she was this like feminist icon who was like, and she was like, I'm afraid. Like it was like so like peak victim narrative, like peak woke, when really it seemed very obvious to me that she was being predatory and aggressive to him. Anyway, Allie, I see you had time to show up in the chat, but not time to appear on the show. Noted. Okay. Iron, what are you?
Damn.
You're such a woman.
So, what are you showing? What are you? Okay. What are you showing me?
This was like a public service commercial in the UK. Now we all know that there's a big problem with SA assaults all through Europe, but definitely going on in the UK. And this is how they tried to perceive the ones doing the assaults. And if you'll notice who the victims are, when they're just completely trying to change the narrative. So you can't tell me there isn't the government has their hands all over all of this. Like, no. Like they shut down the any discussions they tried to have about the actual problem and the cultural problems taking place, and then turn it on to their own citizens.
Just out of curiosity,
it's a white British young guy sitting there assaulting a bunch of women of color in a subway, because that's what apparently happens in the UK every day, right?
Just out of curiosity, in this movie, are the rape gangs the good guys? Or
And I'm watching the video closely, and I'm looking at everything, and I noticed that white woman who pulled out her phone first.
Yeah,
just look at her purse. She has her purse is designed like the pattern of it is just different faces of women, and it says something woman on it.
Right. So the white feminist is our hero. The white millennial
right there.
feminist
Well, look at her
stunning and brave hero.
Oh yeah,
standing there with her phone, the intrepid warrior against the patriarchy.
Say their names.
The skinny
Say
British
their
kids
names. I
shoving
noticed her
his
pattern
crotch into the poor brown girl.
And I was like, oh god, okay.
Oh
notice-
wow,
notice-
that is great. Great attention to detail.
That's the
This whole
white
thing can be
savior-
broken down.
White savior, millennial white woman feminist there to save the poor, voiceless woman of color who can't speak up for herself. By the way, I don't know if you've ever interacted with women of color. They don't have a huge problem speaking up for themselves. I've been
It's actually
punched
a
so
problem.
much. I don't have time to get into this, but this is not.
We have no issue speaking.
Wait a minute. Why does this
For
main
ourselves.
character look like iDubbbz? Look
I'm getting a Von Coleman vibe. Just look at the hair and the curly hair.
No,
Look,
You know,
Don't him that way.
you know,
I bet he
I've
forgot he was gay too.
Yeah, I've always thought that Von Coleman looked like a gay pedophile. W's in the chat for Von Coleman looking like a gay pedophile.
Whoa! Taken to the extreme.
All right. Oh, were you saying something? I feel like somebody
Love
was
you, Vaughn.
This entire subject bothers the fuck out of me because it's I'm gonna rant just a little. Okay? I'm a country girl. Podunk, Montana. That is where I grew up. Every Hollywood show so starting with the shows, there's going to be at least one episode. Supernatural did it, Grimm did it, Blacklist has done it. Did Bones do it? A lot of them do this, okay? Where they're going to have one episode that is in the country and country bumpkins are everywhere and they are represented as drunken poachers that love to hunt, and the crazies always exist, and that's the main focus of the episode, where they're either going to be hunting people to eat them or they're just kidnapping people to put them in cages and let them loose.
Girl, Louisiana, every fucking show like that is about us.
So this it really, really, really irritates me because it's also the same problem. So it's propagandized. Everything is fucking propaganda, subliminal messaging. So everybody back in the 90s was just like, oh, country bumpkins all do these things. And then I've noticed it in more modern shows. There is going to be, it is a show that I love, but there is going to be one episode where it just represents everybody in the country as fucking crazy ass people that like to screw their sisters or they like to hunt people and eat them. And this is the problem with Hollywood is they're going to make sure that you see these and you're not even going to notice it, but you're going to start to believe it, that that's exactly what it is. And that's what this messaging is for Britain. But I just watched Novocaine. I don't know if anybody has seen a trailer for
Not
that
yet.
movie.
I want to see it.
Oh, I do not recommend it.
Okay.
Do you want me to spoil it? Because I really want to spoil it.
Spoil it now.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
the
female
hate
lead,
flow
the
through
fucking spoilers, everybody. Okay, female lead in the beginning, it's kind of slow. Like, when are we gonna get to the action? And then once you got to the action, it was really cool until you find out that the female lead, who fully understands the male lead, and like she's this great character that can understand the plight of his life, where he can't eat solid food because he could bite his tongue off and not feel it and die. So he has to drink food. He's the bubble boy when he was a kid. Okay, so she understands this and makes him realize, you know, I'm gonna be right here. Taste this pie. You're not gonna bite your tongue off. Okay. She's really cool. And then you find out that she's part of the whole fucking plot twist of the bank robbery. He just fucking forgives her when he finds out. And in the end, he just brings her a cake and she's in jail. But that's not the main problem here, because the bad guys, 2 of the 3 are veterans. Yeah, they're gung-ho military. And guess what? One of their friends, their really close friends that gave them a tattoo, he's got a giant swastika on his neck and he's hanging high. Don't tread on me. And there's a shot when the main lead male character takes a tattoo pen and destroys the Nazi tattoo while it's flying in the background, this "Don't Tread on Me" flag. And it gets even better. He goes to one of the veterans' houses who is a prepper who's paranoid and set up traps in his house in case someone comes in. And there's this photo of him holding up the elk that he shot on his fridge. Loud and proud, he's a hunter. So he is big bad because he's a veteran and a conspiracy theorist. Oh my God, this shit fucking infuriated me. And then towards the fucking end of this movie, the black female cop that survived, whose partner was a white male who was a drunk, but he did get to save them and then immediately died. She makes a comment that reluctantly she's going to give him this plea deal, even though he's a straight white male. Don't fucking go see Novocaine.
You know what's
that's
crazy about that? It's not just.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I want to zoom in on this real quick. It's not just that the villains are the big bad, clearly conservative coded Nazis, right? But think about who the hero is. The bubble boy, the weak, effeminate bubble boy. That's
Instantly
a liberal
forgives the
millennial
woman.
man. That's a liberal millennial man.
Yes. This woman made him almost die because she made him fall in love with her because she was so supportive and understanding of his plight in life. And it was actually great. That is a good character. And all they had to do was make it to where, okay, this is her brother. He knew where she worked and just used her. But no, she was part of it. And the only reason that she talked to him was try to get the bank vault code. That's the only reason that she talked to him. But he fell in love with her, so he goes and risks his life. And then when he finds out that she was part of it, he gets this tunnel vision moment of like, oh my God, my world's crashing. And then that's it. She doesn't apologize. She goes to help save him when he's like towards the end, but she never, nothing. There was no, I am pissed at you. I hate you. Okay, we'll make up later. Nothing. He just forgives her.
Yeah, it's a new trope to have the weak man be the hero of the story. It's gay.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
this goes outside of like this propaganda goes outside of like movies and stuff
extreme.
like that.
So, touching on what Gal said about that one episode in shows, I went to college in Houston in '98, and so I'm from a very small town in Louisiana, like super small town, like maybe 3,000 people. I know the water boy was a joke, but this wasn't even the foundation of what happened when I was in Houston. Everyone, when they found out I was from small town Louisiana, continuously, hey, do y'all sleep with your sisters? Do y'all practice voodoo? Do y'all does everybody ride alligators to school? It's like because of Hollywood, that's how we're seen.
It's not even just Hollywood, it's the education system too. Like I grew up in the North. We were taught that like, oh, Texas, they got textbooks that they just teach the people, the kids intentionally wrong history. They teach people like they everyone in the South is racist. And like when I go home, that's still the mindset of people. Wow. To this day, it's really crazy because obviously I don't live there anymore. But yeah, no, it's propagandized from every level.
And if you don't live in a major city, only people in major cities are intelligent, accepting of other people, and empathetic and smart and all this. And everyone
in Southerners
else
know history way better than
pretty much
anyone
retarded.
I know in the North.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because they know the history as to why the Civil War fucking started. There's a certain person that was doing a certain overreaching. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, they leave that part out.
No, go ahead. Say what you got to say, Gal. We're on Rumble.
It's on one side.
But everybody loves Lincoln.
Everyone forgets he put the income tax. He put the federal income tax in place.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I got to jump in on this one. Yeah, I kind of get where Gal's going with Lincoln, and I have Lincoln.
You cut out what?
I have many things to say about Lincoln.
Oh.
Emerald is chiming in to say, Lincoln is great, and I do not still have slaves.
Well,
I've never had slaves. That's not the problem. It's just anyone that's really learned anything about fully Lincoln will understand he's not that great of a guy in the end.
Are we going to get into the Civil War? This is a big discussion.
He fought vampires.
Yeah.
He fought vampires.
I enjoyed when he fought vampires.
It's a really big topic. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
She's
making it
absolutely
lighthearted.
Yeah, everybody thinks it was just one issue when it wasn't. And
What? No, all those white people cared so much about the black people. So much. They fought and killed, like all died for that one issue. That one issue only.
Exactly.
You'd be shocked.
Moving on, that's why, like, as stupid as this movie is, I want to bring it up because it actually pushed back against that the negative stereotype about people in the South. And I'll probably get laughed at for saying that this movie is more profound than it seems on surface level. But that's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yes.
I love that movie so
Now let me explain.
I thought you were going to say
Because
Sweet
these are
Home
just
Alabama.
two-
I was worried.
No, these are two. just two normal fucking good old boy dudes. Like if you've ever lived anywhere like that in your life, you know a Tucker and Dale. They're fucking, you might look at them and be like, well, these guys might be a little dumb. They're actually extremely intelligent. They know how to do things, and they're just good guys. Like they're the first ones to help anybody that's broken down on the side of the road or needs something, needs help moving. They're just like that. That's how they were brought up, to just, if you see somebody that needs help, they help them. Just two fucking basic, normal, good old boys, nice guys. And it was these fucking idiot kids from the city that automatically had that pre-programming. Yes, college kids from a city that assumed the worst in them because of all that stupid programming.
Yeah.
And they're also so retarded they don't know how to just remotely try to survive in the woods or anything.
Dude,
and they're accidentally, offing themselves left and right. And these two poor guys are like, what's going on with these kids? How can we help them?
Like trying to pull their leg out, like,
it's a great horror comedy. It's very stupid, but it's
great. It's a great movie.
There's something under there that a lot to take home. And I also love that the main guy, who ends up becoming the hero of the movie and gets the girl and everything. It just definitely check it out. I like that it pushed back against that narrative. And I'm surprised it got
so many. Yeah, we get so many people from around the world that come down to this port where they have a massive fishing down here. I lost count of how many people I've seen on the side of the road pulled over. Hey, let me help you change a tire. And they're from like New Orleans, Baltimore, Los Angeles. And they're like, well, what? Look, no, man, just let me help you change your fucking tire.
Please don't shoot me. Like,
yeah. Or they'll start looking around. What? Oh, is there someone else? No, dude. I saw you on the side of the road. And when you're done, they're like, okay, so how do I send? Do you want cash? I'm like, no. I
want nothing from you.
No, I just dude, get where you gotta get safely. And they're like, really? Yeah. Bro, just get somewhere safe, dude.
Yep, man, I missed it.
Well, I think because I've lived in both. I've lived in major metros, and I've lived in dangerous areas of major metros, and I've lived in rural communities. And you got to understand, in a major metro, especially in a tough area, those are very low trust societies.
Oh yeah,
where violence is common and property crime is common, and also people. And one of the reasons that's enabled is there's so many people, and people don't know each other. Like there's no intimacy.
Right. The people I'm talking about, though, are not from those those high crime, low income areas. They're all like, they have a $300,000 camp they come visit twice a year.
Right, but they're still in. They're still this mindset.
What I'm saying is,
I think what causes that is them not knowing their neighbors.
Right, but also having Hollywood paint us as murderous idiots who can't,
or the media even
their shoes. Yeah,
sure.
Cannibalistic racist hillbillies.
Right.
Which is,
that's
what's
that's
crazy.
only the west side of the state.
So we kind of, what we're seeing right now is this is the monopoly of the main, I guess what you'd call it, the dominant urban culture, right? Which is this kind of like left-wing, metropolitan, college-educated, country people are sister fuckers. And they have complete cultural dominance, right? In everything. And yet they have still convinced themselves that they are the victims and that they are the rebellion. Yeah. How did this happen?
No, well, not only that, then because they wonder why they've lost the hearts and minds of the people.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why this discussion has really reminded me of Conan the Barbarian.
I also have autism, so I get it.
No, I mean the whole thing is he's a barbarian. He like travels. He doesn't have he's not amongst society. But like then you go into society and it's just a bunch of snake cults.
Right. You know what?
But they're the civilized ones. They're the civilized ones, but they're all having freaky
snake sex.
Here's the thing. You might say that Conan the Barbarian was the road comic of his day, or that I, the road comic, am the Conan the Barbarian of my day, I would say. W's in the chat for me being the Conan the Barbarian of today.
You see his ego just getting bigger and bigger.
W's in the chat.
More like Red Sonja. I'm kind of more the vibes I'm getting.
No, he's like
Beastmaster.
Dave the
we do have a
Barbarian.
question from Rumble, specifically to those that are in the Louisiana area, and it is from Sean, Third Ralify. He goes, Does Louisiana Santa Claus have 8 alligators instead of reindeer?
There's actually a book where he has 8
a lot more
alligators
metal if he did.
There is a book where he pulls eight alligators are pulling his sleigh, and he's Papa. No, not fuck. He's not Santa Claus. They call him something else. It's Cajun French sounding. I can't remember the name of it.
Santo
Yes.
Claus.
It might be something kind of like that.
I just said Santa Claus.
I know, but like the way you said it though. I haven't read the book since like 2nd or 3rd grade, but yeah, there's a book that does that. It's a really good book, actually.
Yeah.
Fucking Sean.
He's the
But
best.
back to Britain having a problem.
Right.
It was similar.
Well, yeah, a problem. Their government.
Well, something
And
we
Netflix
can tie into Britain. You know how all of these small rural areas are usually considered, yes, violent crime and crazy things can happen. Just anywhere where there's people, something bad's going to happen.
Talk about a place that has a
is going to be
barbarian
bad and do
issue.
something bad. But their crime rates get extremely amplified when they start importing people unchecked from other cultures. And then it, just like in Britain, what they do is turn around and say, well, this is just a violent community, and how can we make it more safe for these migrants? Like,
Iron, doesn't it work that if you're just nice to everyone forever, they'll be nice to you? And if you don't believe that, then you're mean?
No.
This is the problem I have with my children's television right now, like Dino Ranch. Every time the villains do something bad, it's like, oh, but they're sorry, even though they almost got eaten by dinosaurs.
And what happens the next
week?
week?
Like, no, it's not okay just because they're sorry.
After they're sorry, what happens the next week?
They do it again.
They do the same thing again. Every week.
But they grew up
There's
with
no justice.
terrible lives. They're just misunderstood.
So I think I have the solution for Britain. They either need to lose another war, or have another country come in and help them win a war, so they can be grateful and get their mind right again.
We just need, they need to be put in their place again. Is that what you're saying?
I'm afraid, Revolution, World War I, World War II. Just have someone come there.
They need to learn to grab their balls and be like, "Hey, Canada, like, remember how you have a prime minister? Well, you're ours again. We're controlling you. India, remember how like we're in charge of you? You're ours again. Australia, like they just don't have any balls anymore."
Well, that's a great point. Name a community that benefited from Britain pulling out of their control over them. Name one that has benefited over time.
Sean and I agree that pulling out it never works.
Well, I firmly disagree with that. That method is foolproof.
Yeah, we're the Touchgrass podcast endorses the pull-out method. W's in the podcast W's in the chat for the pull-out method.
Fuck it, I'll play.
What if
Selena beat me to it?
Oh, this is fun.
What if you don't like to pull out?
That's
you end up in my situation. 4 kids.
Hey man, Genghis Khan in this bitch. Come on.
Listen, there's only been 2 times I didn't. Guess how many kids I have?
1.
No, 2.
I know.
Bro, bad side. Shoot, I got to give it up to you, man. Shooters shoot. Like, I respect it. Shooters shoot.
What?
You know, you're a shooter. I respect it.
Yeah.
You know, you take your shot.
Yeah.
You landed, struck pay dirt. You sired a couple of sons.
I never miss.
That's
I never miss.
yeah, dude, you're like Steph Curry in this piece, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
He's early Steph Curry, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Jordan in his prime.
Yeah, well, this is like, I don't know. This is my problem. It's like especially when I look at the Netflix thing, like a lot of people are gonna watch that. Like millennial moms are gonna watch that and think that their 10-year-old son is gonna like go on a murder spree because he watched an Andrew Tate video. It's
you already got like the white leftist dumb bitches on TikTok doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm afraid of my son being a murderer. I'm like,
raise
Or
him
even the
better.
ones
You
that
make
go
it
so
sound like-
far as
Yeah.
like, oh, I found out that my baby in the womb is going to be a boy. I can't have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am appalled by that.
It
Children
is
are a
disgusting.
miracle.
abhorrent.
Children are
disgusting.
absolute miracles, and
Especially
Said,
when I
said
have
like someone who
I-
has no kids.
no, no, dude, they are. I mean, my mother, she,
Darnell.
you know,
I have a mom. I know.
no, let me,
I'm
no,
a miracle, guys.
Say that when
I
say that when your kid comes in your room at midnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm scared. I'm hungry. I gotta pee. I'm thirsty. I saw someone on TV. It was weird.
Yeah. Arza, make sure to clip out this
No,
rant so we can
it's a
show it to
joke.
Darnell's wife.
She knows I say this. She asked me. She goes, "You never say anything
Guys,
nicer about me." I'm
W's
like,
in the chat for regretting not pulling out.
I
W's in
tell
the
my
chat.
wife, I say nice things about you. When it's about
Josie,
the
what were you gonna
kids,
say?
I promise you'll never regret pulling out, but you might regret not pulling out. Remember that.
I was going to say my mother, she used to, back in the 90s, she used to work property management in DC. And one night she was at an intersection outside of shit, I don't even remember the bar's name.
That's where it happened.
Not where I was conceived, but where I became an
born.
idea. She was in like a, what was it? She was in a Cadillac convertible with her friends. She's had a bit too much to drink. She's acting crazy. And this guy on a Harley pulls up next to them on a stoplight, and she leans out, she leans over the side of the car. She's a little too bold, and she's like, hey, how fast does that bike go? And the guy on the motorcycle looks at her and he goes, why don't you jump on and find out?
And that's how I was created.
Well,
That's how I met
yeah,
your
no,
mother.
that is, yeah, the guy on the Harley was my dad, or my biological
nice.
father.
Bro, I didn't know your
But,
mom was a whore.
No, but the point I'm getting to, when she became pregnant with me a few years after they dated and got married, yes, I threw that detail in there because you're looking down on my mother.
Story, guys.
Yeah, but she, my mother left her property management career behind when she got pregnant with me.
Bro, I thought she
Yeah.
was definitely bent over a motorcycle that night, though. You got to give her
Is that what they told you that they
No,
dated and got married?
that night he just drove her home because her friends were following them in
honey.
the Cadillac. So
Honey, no, we dated for a while.
He didn't tell you about that night because that was the night he did pull out.
that was the night he had her and all her friends are all bent over a motorcycle.
Oh,
So fucked up.
Emerald says,
no,
was it-
I will say,
hopefully
my
not behind the Taco
biological
Bell.
father.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, not behind Taco Bell. No, not that. Yeah, there were no urinals involved either. But yeah, no, children are absolute miracles, and I'm appalled that there are women out there that and they sit there and they say, "I don't want a son because I'm scared." No, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Motivational. Like,
don't cut out the
fantasy
background.
adventure, man.
No, my shit started going crazy. Sorry about that.
Oh,
I wasn't trying
I
to
got
play you out. I
excited for the
promise.
story.
I thought that was Theo. I thought Theo triggered that. Like, all right, Theo, let him have
I
it.
was excited too, but then everyone else's reactions, I was like, I don't think this is supposed
Sorry
to be
about
happening right now.
No, I got him. Crazy. I might have to.
Wow,
leave.
it's crazy.
Allahu Akbar! Oh, that's
Wow,
fucking
why would you
Emerald.
play
You
that?
Speaking
you
of
son of a
Britain,
bitch.
That was for the Netflix show.
All of Iron's sound effects are from London. He just stood out on the
It was like
corner
through
with,
time.
Yeah, he
Oh,
stood out
man.
on the corner with his iPhone, just recording voice memos of all the sounds he was hearing.
okay, and
All I
this
was
is-
trying to do was this.
Taco Bell.
That was sideways very fast.
kind of like B.S. Warren's mom did. Okay.
Oh. Hey, I will say,
Oh, you better
a
hope
little
I don't
off
come to one of
topic.
them meetups, man.
Being a single man in his 20s with a motorcycle, not a great way to pick up chicks. Girls do not.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore
trust
because
me.
Harley has been
Yeah.
fucking ruined by DEI.
Well,
Harley,
He's
and
like,
that's something I'm real fucking pissed about. Harley Davidson has stopped shipping to American military personnel overseas.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
why is that shocking you? Do you not know what they've been doing with their DEI bullshit?
No, I heard about the DEI bullshit, and I already wasn't pleased with them about that.
Okay.
That has me fucking livid. Harley Davidson
yes.
used to be a hero's brand. You thought of like somebody that rode a motorcycle in this country that, you know, like a motorcycle cop or something. The bike you pictured them riding, it was a Harley every time.
American.
And they have completely destroyed that. And
now it's BMWs and Hondas.
Hold on, I want to hear about Bat Sauce's failed attempts to get laid using his motorcycle. Go ahead, Bat Sauce.
No, it's just if you don't have a car. Well, first off, trying to get a girl like you just met to
Was it a
hop on the back
scooter
of
and
the
you're
motorcycle.
calling it a motorcycle?
No, it was a street bob. Thank you.
He was
It's not
on
a
a
scooter.
It used to be a good
No,
one.
I had a nice Harley.
Yeah, I had a friend who said he had a motorcycle and that thing was just a glorified moped.
That was a joke in Novocaine, by the way. His friend came
What?
to save him on his Harley, and he was lying.
I had a 2013 street bob. Thank you very much.
Emerald, can you
I
pull
still
up a
have it.
picture of Bat Sauce's bike so we can judge the fagginess? Go ahead.
Dude,
What is
do
a
not
fagio?
bring up a trike.
It's a Faggio from GTA.
no, the
What did
not
you
the
say it was?
Faggio. It's the Chimera. from
2013
GTA,
street
right?
bob.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Faggio's
no.
a
That's not-
GTA moped.
But no, it's like first of all, trying to get a girl on the back of the bike, very difficult, and also trying to like
How
just-
big of girls you going for?
it's a trust thing. They don't know you,
That's
so understandably.
Hey, Emerald, I'm pulling up. I'm sending you right now a picture. I found a picture of Bat Sauce's bike. I'm gonna shoot it over to you. Give me one
Back
second.
in the day, it was easy to get a chick on a bike.
Yeah. Oh, who saw that coming? Wow.
Hey, all kidding aside,
Everyone peeped,
me and my wife's anniversary, we went to Galveston and we rented some of those. Those are they're pretty fun to ride.
Oh yeah, like if you
Yeah,
go to
you
like
just have to be
Capri
sitting down
they're
to
fun.
ride one.
I mean,
Do I need
it's like a
balance
slow-
for that?
Very little, very little.
Because I can't ride a bike.
The other thing is
it's
too is
different
like
from a
you're
bike.
like you
Different from a bike.
you get like a date scheduled. Like, well, now it's raining. Well, fuck.
Fuck that. Make her put a jacket on. That's how
it's me.
That's how my- that's
also
how my-
all
that's
of
how
winter,
my-
it's like freezing. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, no, that's how my biological dad did it. He had her get on the
Wait,
back of the
and you
bike
were a
they just
Marine?
rode in the freezing cold wind, huh?
I drove in the rain plenty of times. I've ridden like out trips to 4-hour trips in the rain. But it's whatever. Fuck it,
it's
I'm not getting into this.
No, I will say,
There's
hold
no
on.
empathy here.
Wait,
I'm not
wait,
getting into
justify
this.
myself to you.
You're all in bad faith.
I'm about to back you up. It is not preferable to ride in the rain. I will say.
Okay, that
No.
makes sense.
I'm not gonna lie. Like you're less gay to me now because you had a bike. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but actually, wait, hold on. You just heard
well.
the story BS Warren told us. Apparently, if the woman is easy enough, she'll just get on your bike even if it's raining, like his mom.
Hey, the
Theo,
80s and
I'm
90s
Yeah.
were a really fucking weird time.
I used to say
No,
I
I-
used to
yeah.
say this about Harleys. I don't anymore because obviously Harley Davidson.
I used to
but
love Harleys.
back when I was a kid, there were two things that women were guaranteed to always love. It was men that rode motorcycles and cowboys.
Yep.
And unfortunately now it's just cowboys. But I will say, however, Indian, the
I
motorcycle
wanted
company.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Indian's still good.
Indian.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Indian's
the
still
store-
good, and if you're American military, they'll give you a 3-year warranty as opposed to the 2-year one they offer, which is
Nice.
great. And I don't think they
You
charge.
just have to be able
extra
to afford one.
See, I need the Indian
Yeah.
Shadow because my instructor was just like, "You're so tiny." Like the bikes that they had for me to ride, like it was hilarious trying to
Hold on,
walk it up
Hold
a
on.
hill.
Okay, guys,
I'm just
we got a real picture. We got a real picture of Bat Sauce's bike now. This one's not a joke.
X'd it out.
Not a joke. Yeah. All right. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a trike.
Make her stand on the back, dude. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want one.
They make adult sized of those.
They do, and I've been looking through them on Amazon. There's
I
this
want it- I
pretty
want-
little turquoise one that I really want.
I want an adult big wheel. They make them.
Mm-hmm.
with like real tires. I want one of those.
No, I want Darnell. You know what would be make for some great content.
What?
You should ride like one of the really little Indians, like one of the like,
I'm
one of
not a
the
big
ones that are
dude.
like for kids.
Oh,
Nice.
Like
I'm
the
only
ones that are
5'6".
like
I could probably ride it easily.
Yeah, one of the ones that are like 2 feet tall.
Yeah. Oh, those little mini bikes.
Yeah, the mini bikes.
Oh, you mean the ones that look like if I were
It's like
riding
this
it, just a
big?
regular bike?
Yeah,
this
like,
big.
yeah, like the one that Chum Lee had on Pawn Stars that one time.
Yes.
Hey, at least he's got pants on.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought you were on a bus.
Glass has been shattered.
Yeah, terrible.
It broke the
It's gone.
immersion.
Terrible. What is that? What do you think is going on with that? Why are chicks not bagging dudes on motorcycles anymore? What's going on? Is this risk aversion?
Because they're too toxic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it. I think
Well,
it's like
they're really-
it might be
no, but-
risk aversion.
It falls into. I think it falls into the whole we've been talking like the beta like Jack Quaid type guy is the like
Yeah.
is what they should go for. So like the alpha who rides a motorcycle is not attractive to them at
Yeah.
all.
Okay. Here's my thing with that. Okay. Are they actually attracted to the Jack Quaid guy, or is that just
No.
what they have available?
I think they've been conditioned to like
The Novocaine guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they've
they-
been
it's,
conditioned.
it's the herd
Yeah.
mentality. It's the
Yeah.
herd mentality. They
don't want to be.
Wait,
All right,
what?
man. It's not Harley. All right. It's a little different, but it's still manly. All right.
Man, you can't even pedal it, dude. You're like walking with it under you, like hanging between your legs.
Yeah, Arza, go ahead and clip that for me on the replay. Thanks, buddy.
Ours a clip that yes.
Hashtag Arza, clip that in the chat just so he knows what spot.
Yeah, Darnell, you need one of these.
Okay.
Oh, that
I
fucking
can't
hurt,
even-
man. Ow.
I can't even bend over yet. My stomach's so big.
That's what she said.
God damn. Have
Was
been
it, what the girl that tries to get on his bike?
See, I think it's a little bit of both. Going to the why women aren't as attracted to the guys on bikes. I think it's two things. One, there's like you were saying, Darnell, they're conditioned to like the effeminate, current day guys, which some of them do, but the majority of them do not. They just say they do, and then they're actually sleeping with men on the side.
Yeah.
They just keep them to string them along and say this is what you want, and tell all the other girls that this is what they want. What the fuck? Okay.
No.
Never
You said
mind.
and they're sleeping with men on you said they're sleeping with men on the side, not other men. They're sleeping with men on the side while they're with you.
I know what I said.
No, I know. That's why it's funny. That's why it's funny.
So I had to stop so you can point out that, hey, what you just said was funny. No, I don't remember my point.
Conditioned and telling their friends they have to like that type of guy.
Hey, Iron, I'm
You
going to
you tell
hypnotize you
it.
real quick.
No, I'm getting you back
Hypnotize you
on
real
board.
quick.
You know,
When I snap my fingers, you're going to forget you're gay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
see, this is I think because
What happened?
women have to go to the bathroom together. They have to tell each other what they do and can't like. Herd mentality is because of women.
Yeah.
And men are trying to sleep with those women. So they follow that. The weak-willed men.
Right.
Men
It's a
left their own
strategy.
Places, I feel like.
Yeah, it's the sneaky fucker strategy. That's actually what it's called in biology. That's not even made up. That's a real term. And it's like you see it in like fish, where you'll have like big strong fish that like fight each other and they're like macho and they like lift weights and like they listen to Joe Rogan or whatever. And then you'll get like effeminate like gay fish, like Jack Quaid looking fish that'll sneak in and pretend to be females so that they can like procreate with the females when the females aren't looking, right? And that strategy plays out in humans too. That gives us, the male feminist. Which, by the way, do we have time to talk about Harry Sisson while we're just hanging out?
Yeah,
Dude, I got all day. It's
Have
like-
we done that? Have we done that to death? I am so excited. I'm so happy. I was so happy that happened. Here's the thing about that. Obviously I was super happy when I saw that he was getting taken down. I was so happy he was going to lose his platform. Then I looked at what he was accused of. I will say I've probably done that. I'll just be honest. So if that's against the rules now, is that against the rules? Or we just Me Tooing everybody?
No,
it's like here's the thing.
Well,
How
they're
are
the
you
ones
supposed
that
to
set
get
the
girls
rules.
on your roster if you tell them you have a roster? Like, it's like, of course I like you for more than your body right now. That may change in the future. This is all there. I feel like people are reading into what he's saying and they're not seeing the meaning. You know, I see what he's doing, you know?
I'm
I
not
right,
going to
panel?
cancel the little shit because of a goddamn psyop where he did it to himself. Like, he puts out this photo of, hey, I'm straight. Oh, I mean, here's my girlfriend. Yeah, sure, kid, sure. And then, like, the very next day, his roster gets pissed off and just attacks him at once. I'm like, you're all fucking retarded. You're all fucking retarded. This is a goddamn psyop. He's gay, and the machine is churning. That is all this is.
You know what's crazy is if the Democratic National Committee decided to bestow upon me 1 million Instagram followers at 23 years old or whatever, I would 100% use it to try to get laid. What's crazy? So I kind of get that. Like, he's this tremendous position of unearned power and privilege, right? So, and they told him his opinions matter, which is the worst thing you can do to a man in his early 20s, is to tell him his opinions matter and then give him a bunch of female attention. That'll just like ruin even the best of men. You know what's crazy? It's such a Gen Z sex scandal because he didn't fuck any of these women. He wanted pictures of their butts. That was all he wanted. That was all he wanted. And is that a crime? Because I don't think it is. You know what? W's in the chat for butt pictures. How about that? I'm taking a stand right now. For America.
I think what it is because he's known to be a male feminist that's just like a no-no, right? You talk about like respecting women and you care for women and this and that, and then
see the fact that people like, you know what a male feminist is. Stop pretending. Where's the counter? It's still at 0, everybody. Like, if there's a dude that says that they're a male feminist, they're a creep.
Yeah,
it just that goes hand in hand. So these women are pretending that they're upset because they got bamboozled, because they're stupid. Guess what? I was stupid in my 20s and I got bamboozled by an asshole too. I got the fuck over it. I didn't need to go onto fucking social media and scream it to the world that he's some sort of like asshole. Some other woman's gonna figure it out too. Guess what? Shit happens. We all grow up. Take your lesson and go.
Hold on, I want to pull this up.
Damn it.
real quick, we owe. I say this a lot, but we owe, and I mean everybody said not. We owe Elon Musk a really big debt of gratitude. When it comes to Harry Sisson, because if it hadn't been for that one ratio with the community notes that he got, he would have gotten a lot more. Harry Sisson would have gotten a lot more traction. That was where everybody started roasting him, and that's why he never really accumulated much influence, because somebody community noted him and said, hey, there are open records of you receiving money from the Democratic Party. You are a paid stooge. We know you're a paid stooge. You don't actually believe this shit. And if Musk hadn't bought Twitter, we would never have known.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit. Like, I wouldn't even be on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get a Twitter account until Musk bought it, and that was even a year after that, I think.
Also, I think, Gal's making a good point here. This is an important lesson for women. If you're a woman in your early 20s and you're texting a man who has 1 million+ Instagram followers, and he told you that you're the only one, he's not telling the truth.
I said the same thing. I covered this on my stream, and I was like, do you really think him having millions and millions of, or thousands of people following him and all these followers and all that, and the amount of engagement he gets, do you really honestly think you're the only girl he's DMing?
I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
Just stop. Especially
women like
so
to feel
many
special.
It's stupid. Yeah. It's so.
Look. I'm just gonna say I am a mostly unknown road comic. I have tens of fans, and I have more access than I know what to do with. And so I'm just saying it really doesn't take a lot of clout to just have a full inbox. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
I mean, men should also take this lesson.
Sweet Christmas.
What the fuck?
Oh man.
Ew.
oh boy. boy.
Say hi.
Oh boy. Arnold, what are you making me show the audience? Jesus Christ. Okay.
I bet
What
if
else
I
we got
left
here?
the stream right now and got in my car and drove to Georgetown, I would find a bar with exactly that happening.
Whoa.
So
Well, I
Have you
mean, it
ever
helps
tried-
that you already have them pre-programmed in your GPS, doesn't it?
Oh boy, that meetup's gonna be awkward.
The other side of this Harry Sisson coin is the lesson that should also be learned is men in the flip-flop situation, like women who have hundreds of thousands, millions of fucking followers, and she doesn't have a roster. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry,
how
that
you
was by
doing?
accident. I didn't. That wasn't. But also, here's the thing: like, you're not gonna get that OnlyFans model's attention by leaving hard eyes in her replies. That's what I'm saying. Also,
Yeah.
but also, this is important too. Like, as a guy, you got to know what's out there. First of all, that girl you're texting, you may think that you guys are all buddy buddy, but if she decides she's mad at you, she can air your shit out and create a ton of problems for you.
And women will do that way more than men will.
Yes, they are. You think because you would never do that to her that she would never do that to you, and that's
Not
just
how it
not
works.
true. If she decides that she's the victim and you're the perpetrator, anything she does from that point forward is justified under the estrogen lynch mob mentality. Okay, you got to understand that.
Estrogen lynch mob.
Yeah, this is real shit. Gal, back me up. This is real
Yes.
shit. What's a woman
I was just about to
decides-
say, like, colloquialisms exist for a reason. Hell hath no fury. Like, if she even just thinks that she's wrong, like you'll see the meme of a woman waking up mad at her significant
Mhm.
other because she had a dream that he cheated on her, and she's
Yeah.
mad at the real life person.
Yeah.
Like, women's brains malfunction like that.
Mm.
That's just how it. Like, there are ones who know how to fucking control it and be sane. Few and far between, in my opinion.
Theo, speaking
Yeah.
on the subject of the roster and having multiple girls, multiple guys that you're talking to,
Yeah.
that the roster, having that roster never used to be a problem. It didn't. Like in the days of my grandparents, like my grandfather was in the military. He was in the Marines. My grandmother when she was when he was courting my grandmother, she knew there was also a cute blonde that he was taking out while he was in the Marine Corps. However, it wasn't the reason why it wasn't a problem was because they weren't having sex with each other. They weren't sleeping with each other. And the advent of hookup culture has completely changed that landscape. So now when you have that roster, you're like, all right, does he put it in your butt or something
Yeah.
like there's always that paranoia that's there.
Yeah, dude. There were a couple of girls that I was going out with that married the next guy. And I looked at the next guy
You were good
and
luck,
I
Chuck.
thought, I'm like, oh man, I was kind of good luck checking these bitches for a while. It was so I think they were talking to each other too. I think it was deliberate, honestly. I think
mean,
it was I was the victim here, Gall. Don't be sarcastic with me. I'm relating a heartfelt story about a time I was victimized by women who wanted to use me for
Everybody's a
sex
victim.
so that they could get married. Always the emotional support dildo, never the groom.
Never, yeah.
Anyway,
women with
Catherine Heigl, calm
rosters,
down.
women with rosters be like, I don't have sex with them. I just suck their dicks.
for real. Okay, that's true. I
You telling me you sucked 53 dicks?
No,
Which
I was
dick is
seeing
mine?
I was seeing this woman for a while. Her
was
husband would travel for work, and she justified cheating on her husband by being like, "Oh, I just like blow the dudes in vehicles." Like if she was in an automobile and only doing that
That's
stuff,
all.
that it didn't count as sex.
Yeah. Like
And then,
they
I
just
mean-
put in my ass. Like, that's not
No,
sex.
my
I
lips
just
were
suck their
totally
dick.
around. My lips were totally around his penis, but hey, it was just in the car. It wasn't anywhere else.
Yeah, but those same women will get mad because there is a man that is talking to another woman, just talking, nothing, like just has a female friend, and it's just in their mind that's emotional cheating.
Right.
What's the
Right.
Mormon
And this is
technique?
important. This is important. Okay, so those women are not fixable. Okay, those women only see the world in terms of how things affect them. They don't actually have the ability to care about other people. So just if you find yourself dating a woman who is that self-absorbed, like a woman who is cheating with, like if you're anywhere in that situation with, this is why I think rosters are bullshit. This is why I don't advise people to keep a roster, and I don't advise people to engage with people who do. Like, it's way, way, way better to just be aware that it's out there, know that it exists, and if you discover one, just get to step in. Like, find people who want to date one at a time.
This is also the first time that I've heard of a roster not in reference to sports. So that's how disconnected I am from Zoomer fucking terminology. When you're talking about like a list of women that you talk to, and you call it a roster. I'm like, so you are gay because roster is sports related, not fucking women related.
Hey, everybody, give it up. Give it up. W's in the chat for Gall for not being ran through. Thank you. Thank you, Gall.
Gal, did I expose myself there when I called it a roster?
Yeah, give it up to BS Ward for exposing.
Did I expose my age right there?
No, we didn't hear you. So
Sorry, Theo's just trying to get attention off of him because he's been ran through.
Hey, yo,
Still being ran through. What are you talking about?
That is, I resemble that accusation.
Wait, what?
Don't you mean resent that accusation?
It's
well,
a joke.
you know,
Have you
Nate,
not heard
sometimes people will say the wrong word on purpose, and it's a form of comedy.
Isn't that from a movie? What movie is that from? I resemble that remark. It's like Aladdin or something like that.
I don't know.
Look
It's
it up
just
now.
a thing I say sometimes. I don't know where I picked it up.
Real quick,
Let's not
I just wanna-
interrogate
And
this.
here comes the
real quick.
research.
Real quick, just a quick announcement. I saw this on Twitter. We have all of us have a regularly appearing viewer that's very kind and comes through to a lot of our live streams. The Master Hobo. He hasn't been. This morning he didn't like or retweet any of my tweets, but now it's 3:30 in the afternoon now, and he's doing all that. So I think he had a wild Friday night. So shout out real quick to the Master Hobo.
Shout out to the Master Hobo. We love you. We miss you. Hope to see you on the next show. This is actually, so Gall, when you said women's brains sometimes malfunction, I wanted to show this. So this is something that I saw earlier. Go ahead and play that for me. Let's see if the audio's coming
Keep
through.
correcting me, telling me that it's Cybertruck and not Tesla truck. I don't fucking care. I don't care what it's called. I hate them. I hate them. I need them off the streets. I need them off the road. I need them off the highway. I need them out of my town. I need them out of my country. Fuck! I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of Tesla trucks. Cybertrucks! Fuck!
See, she
You
doesn't
better be
need any of those
careful.
things.
Why does she
needs-
sound like a fucking
No.
anime character?
Listen,
Good
no.
God.
This is what she needs. She needs a hug and a balanced breakfast.
No.
She needs a little forehead kisses. She needs a husband who's
He
there
needs
to
to
be
get
like,
laid.
I
no,
was gonna
that's
say,
right.
She
Well,
needs to be
that's
careful.
that's
Her
part
eyes
of it.
go any further, they're going to be off her head.
She needs a jackhammer to the head.
No,
I
she
was
does
gonna
not. She
say-
needs a husband. This is what I'm
Well-
saying. This is what happens when you have a bunch of single women. They wake up, they don't eat breakfast, they don't drink any water, they just have nicotine and iced coffee, and they fucking open TikTok and start shrieking because they don't have anybody there to tell them to calm down. Like,
Well,
that's what a
that's what-
husband is for, to just sit there and be like, hey, honey, I can tell you're really upset, but have you eaten today? Okay.
That's why I
Just
asked you,
sit
does she
here
need
on the couch and just
taco or
breathe
a
together for a
taco?
second.
pull her hair, smack her ass, and tell her to knock that shit off.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to be. Oh, you see what I'm trying to do here, and you see what
I mean,
I'm
no,
doing
I
with
agree
these
with that
animals.
because then that makes her laugh.
All right.
Or
But you
it just-
forgot a step. They wake up and they have to put their false eyelashes on and make sure
There you
that
go.
they are over the top
Lipstick and
Yeah.
mascara.
Butt
like
smacking
this bit.
is
Well,
integral to a relationship.
Yeah. Also, you brought up the fake eyelashes. Pulling the hair and smacking her ass becomes a problem when you leave with pulling the hair and you accidentally rip her weave out.
Well,
Mhm.
what was your first sign that she's not the one?
Yeah, the weave. Yeah.
the screeching anime like voice that didn't
Not
give it
that
away.
bitch.
No,
This
here's the thing. I'm just gonna be real with you. A lot of your future wives, gentlemen, are out here screeching on the internet like a lunatic. It just is what it is. Just what the numbers tell me.
Not
So
mine.
you gotta
get it out of their system. That's all.
Yeah,
that
you
is.
gotta, you gotta just be willing to be like, okay, she may be a little crazy because she's been brainwashed by a media that hates her, but you can.
They'll level out once they hit their 30s.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, but I would say,
just get out of the city. That's
that's part of it too.
Those things are.
Well, you also have to keep in mind the internet has connected everybody like never before.
So
like
a lot of these
all
women
the
in rural
tons
communities are just as bought into the urban monoculture
No.
as women
Well,
in the city.
they might not be bought in, but here's the thing: all they have to do is post like 5 or 6 like really good photos on their Instagram page, and they just like that they pick up like 50K followers, and then they got guys with yachts out in Miami saying, "Hey, you want to come down this weekend?"
But in a rural community,
and some of that is overstated. But I will say,
they'll see that and they'll be like, "Oh, fuck you." I
will say social media
don't buy
attention
into
does
that
seem to be
around here.
addictive to women. It does seem to be addictive, and I think getting a lot of social media attention does. I think women are like, why should I commit to Steve, who lives down the street from me, when this much hotter guy follows me on Instagram and likes my bikini butt photos?
Dude.
Now, meanwhile, that
women-
guy's just cranking it in the bathroom at his sales job. He doesn't give a fuck.
Women
about
women in rural communities
You know what I
aren't
mean?
like that. For the moment. There's a lot more women to choose from in a smaller community than there is in a city. I promise you.
I mean, honestly, I've lived in both, and
I'm living in one now.
I agree with you that they're more common there, but I do think that social
This
media cloud
mentality-
is kind of not geographically limited anymore.
Agree, but this mentality we keep seeing is not that prevalent here. Most women here are based, and they're like, "That's fucking stupid."
So they're not immune to the toxicity of social
Correct.
media, though, which is more what Theo seems to be. At least my analysis of it is saying.
No,
like,
I agree.
The
I agree.
endorphins that you get from that.
Whoa,
like,
who just
rural
ripped ass?
women.
Somebody just like shot themselves. What was
Guys,
that?
dude, Gall is cooking. Could you shut the fuck up for a second?
Yeah,
God,
sorry,
this
sorry,
interrupting.
sorry.
I swear to God. Go off, Queen. God
You're
damn.
only doing that because I was defending you.
You didn't have to say that.
Warren, you need to quit
You didn't
listening.
have to point that out.
Yeah, I
You could have
did.
just kept defending me. You could have just kept going.
But it's still true. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's true.
All right,
like the
fine.
endorphins
Just-
that women get. Don't interrupt me. You just yelled at them for it.
This is
Let me
all
cook,
right.
bitch.
All right, can you mute her, Emerald? Jesus Christ. Let's see. Hold
But
on.
it's still true. The endorphins that women, it goes to their head.
There we go. All right, that was the yammering is done.
How are you, how
now
are
it's
you going
very
to call
done
her a
to-
queen and then do that to her? What the hell?
I was just in the back waiting for
Typical
Kinda
Theo the
counterintuitive.
bottom Snodgrass technique.
No, I get it. Yeah, I agree about what you're saying about that.
Yeah.
But like the endorphins around here, it wears off and they're back to normal for the most part.
Yes. Oh, I agree
In
with
a
both
here.
of you.
Yeah.
Like the prominence of that culture doesn't like sit in with women in rural areas because they have other shit to do. Their real lives exist. In the city, it's so much easier to just sit back and not have a real life. So
Yeah.
I agree with both of you is mainly the point. But I might get kicked again if I don't fully agree with Theo. So.
That's
You just can't say you're defending him.
No,
I
you
don't
just-
want you two getting
you just
along.
can't be
This
right.
is not how I planned this at all. Did not anticipate the panel was going to join forces against me. This is great. Okay.
Hey,
It's a
You're
repeat
gonna
of
be a
2 weeks ago
villain,
all over
Theo.
again.
You need to shave your hair off.
Theo,
Why?
keep in mind it could be
Because
worse.
villains are bald.
That's
Most
true.
of the time. Most of the
That's
time.
true. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm like I'm too gentle to be a villain. People want to make me the villain, but I'm too like gentle for it by nature. I don't think I'm evil enough. I don't know. What do you think, Gall? Do you think I'm evil enough?
No, but that just makes you more gay adjacent.
Nice. Okay, so I'm like a Disney villain, like Scar. Sort of like a gay coded Disney villain. I could dig that. I could dig that. All right.
Jeez.
It does bat sauce. It doesn't matter what I do. I still can't escape the romanticy slop. No matter, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I go. Now we got it. Now
Happening
we
in
got
real life.
yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Theo.
He's dying. Oh my god.
Do I need to call an exorcist? Like, calm
No, he's just
down.
laughing really hard. Let me enjoy this. This is,
I think
you know, some
things-
people get love from their parents. I get this. This is.
Oh God.
Wait, yeah.
Oh,
Let's just
God,
clear
that was
one
good.
thing up, though. He is not giving Scar energy. What was that fucking line giving Simba the fuck me eyes?
Nala.
Nala?
Yeah, there we go. That's Theo.
Bro.
Right there.
Bro, Nala's sexy, bro. That was the first
Whoa,
animal I ever wanted to have sex
hey.
with.
Whoa.
The first animal
heaven,
implying
no.
multiple horse?
Yeah, well, I've talked many times on stream about the fuckability of horses. We've talked we're all on the same page.
Oh, I didn't know I was on
I
stream
think.
with Vosh.
We're all on the same page.
No,
with
nobody
that,
gets
right?
that.
This is
No.
Theo, Theo,
You're losing
I do.
everyone.
Whoa.
Is this not?
Kind of.
Oh no! I feel like I'm right. I feel
Where's
like
the
I'm
folder?
objectively.
Please, Theo,
Where's the folder with the
elaborate.
horse
Tell
porn?
us more. Tell
Well,
us
it's
more.
like, well, no, I just, it's just odd because of the, the back meat.
Theo,
what?
I know a guy that licks urinals who is currently illustrating or may or may not be illustrating. I don't
That's
know.
how you get COVID-19. Don't
By the
lick
way, the
urinals.
back meat is called backstrap.
Yeah, that's how you get
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Yeah, but yeah, I know a guy who licks urinals who makes comics that would be right up your alley.
Oh, nice.
You'll never get the comic.
Known as the throat
Oh,
goat.
Yeah,
You're-
you might never get
a
him.
quick update from Rumble.
Oh,
Third Ralify, Sean has said Theo Snodgrass.
oh man. Oh man, this has been fun. You guys are a party. You guys are a hoot.
I come
Real
here for
quick,
wisdom
Theo.
and get degeneracy.
Hold on,
Yeah.
let's take
Okay,
this
that
step
was your
further.
first
Theo,
mistake.
what are your Theo, what are your thoughts on Vaporeon?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Vaporeon?
No, we're
Smash.
not going there.
Please no.
Who's number 2, Theo?
Yeah.
Theo,
my
what are your
Pokemon?
I'm gonna go
Theo,
Lola.
what are your thoughts on Mewtwo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love. Okay,
What are your
first of
thoughts on
all,
Lucario?
first of all, Mewtwo was the original. Mewtwo was the original goth baddie. Okay, she.
Yeah, the
but
Theo, the
Mewtwo
fake-
set
Mewtwo had
the
a
standard
guy voice.
for how goth
was a
bitches who
man.
deadlift are supposed to look, and I think that's the build. You know, you guys
man.
don't talk
What
the
are you
Mewtwo
talking
build
about?
goth baddie. You guys aren't familiar with
Yeah.
this. Emerald, can you pull that up for me? Thank you. I got to educate
The
the,
whole
panel.
panel
right
is turned on the host.
See, I was going somewhat normal with Lola Bunny for his second, but apparently it's
Oh
Mewtwo.
no, Lola Bunny
the
was
stripper
the
mice
definite
from Mouse
smash
Detective.
for sure.
No,
You know what I
Lo-
liked
Lola
about Lola
Bunny
Bunny
is-
the most? I liked that she
attitude.
hated him. I thought that was perfect because that's been
She didn't
my
hate him.
experience with receiving
No,
love.
she was playing hard to get because she totally nailed jumps on him at the end of the movie.
She's a tough and tender type.
Oh, gotcha.
Rizzo.
Oh, gotcha.
What? We
Have
all
you
know
never seen
Lola.
the secret
We-
Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
Mm-hmm.
That's how Rizzo is described in the
Yep.
movie. She's tough and tender.
Oh, okay.
Rizzo from Greece.
Yep.
Y'all need an
Yeah.
education.
we all know
Yeah,
that. Lola
Ali
Bunny is
Ali
the
brings up a
original
good
Wonder
point.
Woman.
I'd
Yeah.
They're
like
young,
to,
Walter Mitty.
Yeah,
I'd
I'll
like
agree
to
with
acknowledge that.
SOS.
That's
No.
Is this true? How do you what is your response to this accusation?
that I don't. Well, listen, we're not talking about me.
Uh, the-
We're talking about
the-
me,
the-
I
the-
think,
No,
is
no, we
what
were.
this is
Oh, I
pivoting.
thought we were on
feel
Touch
like
Grass with Theo Snodgrass. I
we're
thought that's the
pivoting.
show we're on. I guess so.
Pivoting. It's
Something
yeah,
else.
it's fine. It's no, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, now we're we're just gonna go ahead and dodge that question real quick.
And it is deflecting, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's you're lucky to be here. You're already on thin ice. All right. Gall, do you find that the panel's gotten less gay since I removed them? Thoughts?
I didn't consider them to be thoughts, but I guess maybe a little.
All right, I'm letting you guys back in on a probationary basis, but try
Typical beta behavior.
All right. There we go. This has been fun. Anyway, I wanted to. I kind of want to put a head on this discussion because I wanted to
You want to give head to this?
Right?
Not every panelist. Not all of you.
I heard that.
Probably the middle row.
Yeah, the middle row's looking pretty enticing. The rest of you can pound sand.
I'm shit.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
By the way, Nate, do you see how well that went for me? It's a conversation we were having last time about like tone and delivery.
At least 3 of them are with somebody. Well, at least 2
I
of them are with somebody.
know. That makes it a very safe joke.
That makes it weird as shit.
It's still fun. Thank you.
You have to have a sense of humor.
You have to have a sense of humor.
Even though I kind of
unlike MSK.
Unlike
Blurs shit out.
MSK. Exactly.
That's different. That's a different kind of humor. He did it right.
Maybe I got too much PTSD from MSK. That's
dude.
I think that's what it is.
I think if MSK is your model for what flirting is, I understand why you think you have to play defense with your hands in your pockets. You know what I'm saying? But you can actually get out there and say some funny shit, and it could go well for you. And then you might accidentally trick a woman into liking you by accident.
I mean, I'll admit, I don't have much of a sense of humor. So.
Nate, I will say, if you're using MSK as your model for like talking to women, I think it's very impressive that you haven't wound up in prison yet.
Nate, I'm going to give you a little
I don't
advice
talk
here.
to women.
No. Nate, listen to Gal, okay? So that negging that you do to yourself, you need to redirect it to the women.
Oh, interesting take.
Negging has been a thing for many a decade, okay? It's like playing hard to get, but for men.
Nate,
W's in the chat for negging, everybody. W's in the chat for negging.
Okay.
When you shit on yourself. When you shit on yourself.
It's not yourself. So negging is being negative towards the person. So you're negging on yourself. You need to direct it towards women. So kind of like teasing women.
You can't treat them like
pointing
people.
out a flaw, but like in a nice-ish manner.
You can't act like you're on the same playing field. You definitely need to be on high ground.
Yes, pretend that you are better than them. Yeah. It will provide a level of interest.
No, honestly, I'm joking, but I'm also kind of like it is helpful because a lot of times guys get very nervous when they talk to women because they think, oh, she's too good looking for me or something like that, which is just never true. It's just
how do you do that without coming across like an asshole though?
Delivery.
That's better. Come off across like an asshole. That's
delivery and tone.
Here's the thing. I think what you're asking is how can I do this in a way that's completely safe, that takes no social risk, and doesn't cause anybody to have their feathers ruffled. And what we're saying is the point is to ruffle feathers. Mm-hmm. That's the point. Yep. It would be better when you meet a woman for the first time. It's actually better to make a strong negative impression than a mediocre positive one. It's actually easier to turn hate into love than it is to turn meh into anything.
All that being said, don't walk up to a chick and say your vagina stinks. You know, that's no.
Unless it does.
Okay, MSK.
Unless it does, then maybe she needs to know. It could be a public service announcement.
Or walk up and say your face is ugly. That's
fucking damn. Is there a Red Lobster around here?
That would work.
A fucking harbor.
Oh fuck!
No, it goes back to like a week or two ago when you were talking about you saw a girl with a video game bumper sticker and you asked, "Oh, do you play that game?" She said no, and I was like, "Oh," and I walked away. Like that would have been a perfect opportunity to throw a playful joke in, like Theo said, "Oh, I thought you were cool. My apologies."
About calling her stupid.
Oh, so you're a poser then?
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So you're good at faking it,
or you're one of those.
And then that's a good one. And they make a face.
Yeah,
like,
and there's wait, no, they get defensive, and
there
so it brings you back into it. Like pretend like it's flippant.
You may not have the common interest, but you've got the conversation started.
Yeah,
like being an asshole.
What games do you play?
What Theo said was like, wait, what'd you say? Oh, so you're like faking it, and that's gonna be like, shit, you're my type of woman then.
Yeah, I
just
love
opens the fucking door.
That's great for my ego.
Yeah. You can learn how to be witty. It is possible. It's not, I mean, some people are naturally good at it. My dad is naturally good at it.
I've never been.
But, you
picked him up on a motorcycle.
Here's the thing.
Of course
Okay,
he's good at it.
Well, you need a new hobby other than self-defeation.
Here's the thing. I need to say this. This is important. So BS Warren's saying some people are naturally good at it. That's a fucking lie. because I wasn't
No.
naturally good at it.
Just because you aren't don't mean people
It
aren't.
actually, no.
It's
I'm
learned.
saying even the people that you think were naturally good at it got thousands of reps that you didn't see.
Mhm.
That's
Not
the
always.
thing. It takes reps to get good. Okay, but Darnell, if you're
I
saying
got-
some people are naturally good, and Nate is saying he's not naturally good, I need to now counter the negative narrative in his head, still let him know that he can become good. Do you see why I'm doing what I'm doing?
Absolutely.
Do you see why you might not want
yeah.
to cut me off at the knees? Thanks. Okay. So being witty takes practice, and it
Mom and
takes
Dad
reps,
are
and
fighting
it takes,
again.
It takes being comfortable being
That was a
awkward.
good one. That was a good one.
This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
the Boomhauer method.
And hit the
It's
gym.
tried and true.
Hit the gym. Get in the
If you
gym,
just
get in
automatically
shape.
assume that people are just naturally good, so I just shouldn't try being good at anything that I'm
No,
not
that's
naturally
that's
good
bullshit.
at. That's a
I didn't mean
ridiculous
to
way of
make
thinking.
this like a
Yeah,
pile
I'm agreeing
on.
with. I'm
I
agreeing
was-
with you.
I was just trying to help out.
No, he's here to get
He
piled
brings
on.
this
You
on
did the right
himself.
thing. You
Yeah,
read the
yeah.
room, y'all. You did it right.
No.
Here.
These are
here.
good jokes. These are good ways to get chicks to talk to you.
Like, yeah,
This is awesome.
we're gonna continue bullying him until his morale improves.
You know what?
That's kinda
Someone needs to clip this out for him so he can go back.
Ours,
to
go
it
ahead and
later.
clip that. Thank you.
Hashtag
Yeah.
ours are good.
Bullying
Hashtag
will
ours are clip
continue.
that.
Nate, this is
Love
a
it.
good way. Stuff like this is how I got girls to talk to me in high school. Being goofy
this
like
actually
that.
takes a lot of power. My
Yeah,
arms
stuff
hurt
like this.
doing
This is how Darnell gets high school girls to talk to him. It works.
Mhm. He talks about it all the time.
Don't let Darnell near your local middle school, ladies and gentlemen.
No. Please clarify that. Please clarify that.
Ours
Okay,
are
the
okay,
moms.
no,
They're
okay,
the
okay,
moms.
okay.
Minecraft?
You're the
No,
moms.
no.
You're the moms.
He was talking about dating middle school moms. He's not doing anything malicious. He's not.
I feel like middle school is a little young to be getting pregnant. No.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Just an FYI, I do have an interview with a job that will be probably looking at all of this. It's a background check company. So yeah.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think they might be able to pick up on the subtle joking
I hope.
that is taking place.
I hope because it's 2025. You never know.
I am not joking. I just to be clear,
Wait.
guys, 100% serious.
Thank you.
This is more of a warning to
Darnell
local
drops.
middle schoolers. Actually, This is-
Okay, that's enough.
This is fun.
You're
Oh,
shopping
man,
for
it's
a
a
new
blast.
home for your family. Oh, there's a nice school up the street, but how many Darnells live in the neighborhood? Let me check the app that shows just how many Darnells are in the vicinity of the middle school before we purchase this
Oh
home.
man.
Oh man, this is good. This is good.
Someone needs to make what?
Yeah, I think. Hold on. This is. Hold on, Darnell. You still laughing?
Ooh.
No,
No,
he
okay,
was
he's
studying
done.
something.
Okay.
I had to
God,
breathe.
that is.
I had to breathe.
Like a pro.
Yep, Darnell always
See
choking
him
shit.
swallow and everything.
Great.
All right, but anyway,
Fuck you.
I feel like you weren't picking up on it. You were like, "Yeah, rock on," and then you're like, "Fuck you." Well, you should have picked up on the subtle humor.
I just stopped laughing and he started it again.
Take another swig, then.
It's empty. Oh,
You drained it, did you?
It's strange.
I sucked all the liquid down.
Okay.
all right,
Whew.
all right.
All
All right, now do you see? Okay, now Nate, do you see how that went well and nobody died, even though we made a bunch of edgy jokes right in a row? Isn't that cool? Wouldn't you like to be able to do that?
Like the more and more I hear you guys talk about this, the more I consider the possibility that my mom was absolutely wrong the entire time when she told me, "Hey, just be a decent human being."
Yep.
A woman,
a woman being wrong.
Mother was
I'm
wrong.
sorry. Are you implying that we're not decent human beings?
No, but that's fucking. That is such
Fuck outta
fucking
me.
Well,
I'm
bullshit.
you got-
trying to help a brother out.
You guys are more decent than the average asshole.
Exactly.
And if you ever-
there's a happy balance.
If you
If
ever
we're your
want any
barometer,
girls
you
to
got
show you their
problems.
asshole, you better learn how to cultivate your bad side.
My other piece of advice is get rid of the pink mic, man. That's
It's not pink. It's not fucking pink. I'm tired of people telling me that it's
It
pink.
looks pink on screen,
I
dude.
can't
It's not
control the lighting in
Everybody
this
with
fucking
eyes.
house.
It's
It is
not.
purple.
Anybody with eyes?
I could see
purple's
that
not
as
much better.
purple. It's just a little.
Well, I gotta ask, why
I'm
did
sorry,
you buy
is
a
purple
purple
better,
mic?
really?
Yeah.
Because I've always liked purple. I like purple. It's one of my favorite
Do
colors.
you like pussy, getting laid, and women and stuff? Because you should probably get a different mic.
Nah,
It's
look,
just-
the
it's
mic
just
is
a cover.
fine.
I
The
have
mic
another-
is not.
I have
doing
another
anything.
sleeve for it right over there.
It's just a
Like,
cover.
it's just a
Yeah.
cover.
And that's the one you picked?
It was a $9 little fucking sleeve for my microphone.
Dude, you're talking into a phallical shaped object.
Wait, see, no. Wait, this is perfect. You can be turning this.
We all are doing that, though. Come on.
Nate, you can
Yeah,
be
but
turning
Your
this.
mic's fine.
Turn this into owning it, and that's like very attractive to women.
Yeah, Gall's called me
Own
gay on
this.
this podcast
Own
like
this.
7 times. Have you seen me flinch once?
I do own it. You guys
I mean, the
just don't let
camera
it
is.
go.
You're
above
not,
the
though.
belt,
No,
so
you're
we
not.
can't really see.
You're considering changing it. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not owning
Only
it.
because I'm tired of hearing about it.
I mean,
Then turn it into something.
yeah. See, the color that it is on the phallical shaped object just emphasizes the fact that it's a phallical shaped object.
Yeah, now that she said that, all I could think about is you like slapping yourself in the face with dicks.
I mean, at
And
least it
just
doesn't
loving it.
have like
That's
ridges.
what I'm thinking about. I'm picturing you getting blacked right now.
And look, every time I wear this shirt now, they're gonna think of a rabbit.
No, it definitely looks like
That
a
is
penis
such a
hanging
great
down.
insight. I'm so
100%
glad you
looks
guys
like a
said
penis
that.
hanging down.
It just
I'm
looks like
so
you
That's
glad.
what he
wear
means.
underwear
the,
that day.
the rabbit vibrator, my friend.
Well, here's
yeah,
the
like
thing.
if
Oh,
And
is
I'm
it?
gonna wear it in
Wait.
public, like I just did.
when people mention about your pink mic, you should have been like, yeah, like your mother's pussy that I fucked last night.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah.
I mean, not my mother though. She's
I am what I eat,
Like,
or I don't
yeah,
know.
like maybe
Yeah.
Doll's mom is hot.
She's married.
That's my type.
I guess the important thing though is what
Fucking
Gal
degenerate.
pointed out was the negging. It's just like there's the quickest way to dry up a pussy is by negging. And
Yourself.
I think everyone would agree.
Negging yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
You're negging yourself, sorry, yeah.
Yes, I support this color, my friend, my guy.
Yes.
It's gonna look blue.
It's green. And you know what we can do with green, guys.
It's actually turquoise, but okay.
Oh
my
Come on!
Why'd you do that?
You just
Like,
said
boo this man.
turquoise. That made it sound gay.
Boo! Shame this man.
Nate, if you're gonna pick
Killing
that
me,
approach,
Boo this man, chat. Boo!
Nate, if you're gonna pick that approach, just wear a turtleneck and try to pick up chicks at an art gallery.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the weird ass shirts that I own. That's not
Yeah,
working.
got a
So
problem with that.
No, it's not
Why are
working.
you
No,
not in
that can
turtlenecks
work.
when he's sitting right here?
I
That
actually
can
like
work.
the shirts.
Bro, do
and
you know
I've
how
seen
much?
them.
Yeah, I
That's
get,
why he said it.
have you seen the new one I got recently?
No.
Is it going to embarrass you?
Oh yeah. No,
Should
because
I
I've
show
seen
it?
guys where
I
they
actually
like
like it.
that.
Do I
Yes,
need to
it
treat
is.
you like I treat Cloud?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, it's wait, legit lavender?
That actually might work in your favor.
Dude, Nate, you can wear those shirts every day and pull chicks left and right if you own it.
Yeah.
100%,
Oh, dude, I picked up a
That's actually
Czechoslovakian
slick.
chick in a panda suit.
Honestly,
See,
I got it for the
instantaneously, I
Fraggles,
thought it
but,
was flowers, and then I saw the skulls, and I was zeroed in on it, interested.
Dude,
it is
Yeah,
flowers.
that's cool.
I
Yeah,
got a
There's
chick.
flowers on it.
No.
Nate, I got a chick walking up there in the most ugly outfit ever and said, under these clothes, I'm naked. It got
And
her
then-
like off her fucking rocker, and that was it. Like, dude, just own the shit you're wearing, dude. Own
Oh
Oh,
my
the
everything.
God.
rocker? How old is she?
And then I got Iron's favorite shirt, the what in the
85,
Wakanda
but that's not the
Forever is
point.
that?
Yo, your
That's some
Tommy Oliver
anti-hate
shirt.
shit, is what
yeah.
that
Let me,
is.
yeah, let me.
That's the White Ranger.
That's just your own personal style. Like I have my own, and I get like so.
It's a bit cholo, but
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It does look.
like to me, like for me, I'm not like super girly when, you know, like I don't have long hair and I have scars in my face and piercings and tattoos. And I know most guys are not into it, but there's even guys that would say, oh, I'm normally not into bald chicks, but you make it work. So you can make it work. So that's a tip.
Yeah. Girls all the time tell Theo they're not usually into gay guys, but you know.
I was told I'm not into white dudes, but you know, I got the chick.
What about you and white guys? That explains a lot.
I was told that the girl goes, I'm not into white dudes, but you make me laugh.
Hey man, she says she's not into white dudes. That's when you say, hey, look, I respect your opinion, but you should know there's a reason why everybody likes the cream in the Oreo cookie. Hit him with something slick, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say I just like a clever turn of phrase. All right. That's why I like
Here's the thing. I guess, Nate, this is what we're saying is like you got nothing to lose by trying something. And you could say something horrible like BS Warren just said, and it could be super weird and awful and no one could like it. And that's fine. Or you could say something awesome like the things I've been saying to Gall, and it could go great and everyone will love you. It could go either way. But the thing is, you got nothing to lose by trying, because if you just go, "Aw," and just be a whiny piss boy and give up before you start, that's definitely not going to work.
A man's got
just to share, my favorite opener is I would tell chicks that, hey, when they ask what I do, I'm like, yeah, I'm homeless. I work at the corner over there. You know,
you live in a bus.
You want to spot me some change? And then the chicks usually thought it was funny. Sometimes chicks thought I was completely serious, actually kind of often. But it was a fantastic filter because I didn't want to waste my fucking time with them. But they thought that was a serious notion. But yeah.
I'm hoping that the delivery.
Yeah, I used to use "What are you, a cop?" That was my go-to.
No, I usually deliver it like it's dry. I deliver like I'm serious.
Oh my god! Hey, you want to see a dead body?
That was a good video, by the way.
So what do you think, Nate? Nate, let me ask you something, because you said your mom's advice. Can you tell me what your mom's advice was for you to get chicks? Because I actually do want to hear this.
She actually didn't give me any real advice other than just be yourself. That's it.
Right. Because that's what she had to do to get dudes, because she's a chick.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
that's how that's how she ended up with my dad, and yeah, we don't talk about my.
Fair
dad.
enough. We don't talk about that. I guess what I'm saying is, guys have to do a lot more than that to be impressive to women. Actually,
we're not.
It's a lot more than just being yourself works. If you're fucking LeBron James, then you can be yourself and fuck whatever you want. Because yourself is a super rich NBA player who's 6'8". And
what are you saying?
That with a 10-foot motherfucking pole.
So
okay.
So what are you saying? Don't be myself.
No, I'm saying make yourself something palatable to women.
Make yourself better.
Yeah.
Like just accept that you kind of suck right now, and you could make yourself better. And then look at all the ways you can make yourself better, and do that for 5 years straight, and then see if your dating prospects don't improve.
Yeah,
be a very curated version of yourself.
Yes. That's
all
a
right,
nice
guys. I gotta head out, but
hey,
I
take it easy, Toasty. Thank you. Hey, tell everybody where they can find you first. Where can they find you?
Okay, so Toasty with the Mosty 69 on Rumble and YouTube, and then Toasty with the Mosty 6969 on X. So yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming through, Toasty.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks for the invite. Bye, guys.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
But yeah.
Well,
I put a link in the chat.
Become the man, then be yourself.
What?
I said become the man, then be yourself.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I'm not getting that one.
Become the man.
Yes, you know. Okay,
every
you
Saturday
don't.
at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see if we can figure it out.
Nate, everyone didn't know how to be the man when they were young. All these guys didn't know how to be the man. We learned it. You can be. You can. It just
No,
takes
but isn't
time.
becoming the man the end result, not then something else?
Well, it's easier.
What do you mean by that?
It's easier to pull the girls once you've achieved
Figured yourself out.
status. Like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, once you found the hole.
Yeah. Huh?
You got 3 options to choose from. God damn it! No, I'm just kidding.
4 in some cases.
Yeah, 3 options to choose from if you're a beta.
Yeah.
I want to hear
yeah.
more about this because I'm curious.
Yeah, no, hit the gym,
Confused.
hit the gym, secure, a decent source of income. Learn how, clean yourself up a bit, like one of the I tell guys, buy, if you got a couple boots, buy a pair of cowboy boots, preferably one that doesn't make you look like a fucking homosexual.
But do not tuck
Then
the
wear
jeans
wear
into
cut
the
off
boot.
denim shorts with them.
No, don't do that.
Daisy
Don't-
Dukes. Daisy
There we go.
Dukes.
All right, that was
Actually,
getting out of hand. Let's
look,
just.
dressing like a jackass gets you points. That's why
No,
I said
that's
I
true.
picked up a chick in a panda suit because I went on like this bus barbecue thing, and
That's true.
I just so happened to be wearing the panda suit. I'm not going to bother the story with that, but it's like I was exuding confidence.
That's
I
how
was
he
willing
met his
to look
mail
like a
order bride
jackass.
from Czechoslovakia. Was in the panda suit.
I got to say, I'm highly offended by the comments being made right now. What the hell is wrong with cutoff shorts?
Absolutely nothing. Goddamn it.
Wait, Emerald. I bet Emerald wears not just the cutoff shorts, but the dad clip for his phone, like on his belt.
Absolutely. It's all about
Confirmed.
style.
I've met him 3 times.
Calf high socks.
He's
with
had
the
the
New
he's had the
Balances.
clip on his belt every time.
Looking like
Suspenders involved?
looking
it's
like
called
Sam
accessibility.
Elliott.
Not only that, short denim short cutoffs, the phone clip, and then black socks with Crocs.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Who's getting to their
It is
phone
all about
first,
style.
Warren? You stumbling through your pocket or him with easy access on his belt?
Damn right.
Yeah.
That just
Fair
happened.
enough. I can't argue with that.
I'm sorry. Is there a race to get to your phone? Like,
If a chick's trying to
Well,
give you her
what if
number,
it's an emergency, gal?
Oh,
huh?
hold
Think
on,
about that.
Nate, that's another thing. Don't ask for phone numbers. Ask for her Instagram. The phone number is
Man,
considered
that's some new
invasive
shit.
now. Yeah, no, that I know that might sound real fucking weird.
It
but
does
the
sound real
phone num-
fucking weird.
Yeah, no, but
No,
I'm
he's
being
right.
dead serious. Women find that a little bit the personal phone number a little bit too invasive because it's a more direct line of contact, and when you send the message, it's pretty much
that's your
unless-
generation, Nate.
yeah.
That's how your generation
Yeah.
is.
My generation
Yeah.
sucks.
But yeah,
That's the
he's
whole
trying
reason
to
I'm not
explain
with
to
anybody.
Oh God, what he's telling
Oh
you
my
is to how
God.
to get a generation
Bro,
from a generation that sucks.
Nate, I'm 26, Nate. I
So
I
am
am
I.
in your generation.
Listen,
Yeah,
We're the
but
same
yeah,
age.
do the Instagram and put up some nice photos. And again, hit the gym. Hit the gym. At our age, there's not much excuse to be out of shape.
yeah, Dermy.
Yeah.
He's
not even here right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not know that's a rule of thumb? He has to come up at least once
Nah,
every stream.
Dude, they
Can I-
dunked
can
on
I
him last
actually
night
be
on
honest?
Beelzebub.
I had like a daytime nightmare thought where I was like, man, what if this is like those fucking enemies to lovers romance novels and Gal ends up
no.
marrying Dermy?
Oh, that's not happening.
He's gonna show up in about 6 months, all fucking ripped and shit,
Yeah.
and she's gonna be like, "Ooh."
No, I'll be like, that's about goddamn time. And then I'm like,
My mind's telling me no. But my body's telling me
Yeah, dude, hit the
She'll
gym.
be saying it's about goddamn time, but inside she'll be like, heart's getting bigger, and fluttering.
I need
are
to
you
find
all
time.
gay?
Most
Well,
of them.
It
Yeah,
helps-
yours
You
was
guys, you
like
probably know, Gal.
testosterone
I was in the Marine Corps, so
Ooh, so was I, big
Kinda.
boy.
yeah, I know.
We've
That's why
established we're
I mentioned
stupid.
it.
Did you just say so kinda? Okay, valid.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You're
How many
kind of
penises
like.
did you draw?
I just need to find the
Determine.
time to go to a gym. I mean,
Nate,
You
do
know,
it-
no,
Nate, do it early in the morning or right after you get off work.
you have time.
I do it
You
right
have
after I get off
time.
work. Yeah.
No, you can't finish because you always tell me how you get off, go home, do nothing for 4 hours, or you get up and you do nothing
when I
for
get
4
off
hours.
at work, it's like fucking midnight.
There's
I
gyms
work
that
Don't
are
out
even
24
like.
hours.
Don't
Yeah.
even
Like the
go to
gym.
the gym to pick up chicks, dude. Go to the gym for fucking mental health and
For
There's
you.
24-hour
everything.
gyms, dude. They're all over the place.
Also,
I haven't heard of one
I
in my
work
area.
out on my lunchtime because I don't have time around work. So I
Nate, put your
Lunch.
zip code in the
Also,
private
having
chat.
a
I'll find
job
you one
is
right now.
gay. Quit your job and
serious.
pursue your dreams.
No,
Live in a
not
car.
that.
I'm not quitting my job because I
Okay.
gotta pay bills. God,
Put
I
your zip
love
code in the
my
chat. Private chat.
But yeah, early morning or after you get off work, man. I
Okay,
do it
Dad,
after
I'm
I get
sending
off
you
work.
my zip code.
Send it to me directly. Then I will find you a gym right now.
And you don't even need a gym. You could do like squats, push-ups, pull-ups if there's something around.
Do you know how many
like,
household items work in place of weights?
I'll send you the 50-day push-up challenge where you in 50 days you do 50 push-ups like it's nothing, and you'll get ripped.
And there's apps on the phone.
I was ripped in high school because all I had is a 20-pound dumbbell and then a pull-up bar. And I watched a shit ton of TV, but every single commercial break, I did something. And I got fucking ripped off.
Cool. Back squats for days, son. I could back squat like 350 pounds.
So you know what you're doing. I don't know why there's excuses being thrown around then.
Yeah. Theo can back squat fantastically. I'm very
Life happened.
Nate, I just put a link in the chat. Put a link in the private chat. 24-hour gyms near and around Raleigh.
Emerald, can you pull that up?
Wait,
we're shaming Nate with geography and
there's
power
at least
Google,
6 of them,
and modest, and only slightly doxing his location.
Yeah,
only slightly.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine, ladies. He's single and he lives in. Where do you live?
He doesn't live in Raleigh.
Sorry, there's some asshole on the other side of my wall weed whacking. What in the fuck?
It's a weird
Is
porn.
it daytime there?
Is that a
Well, I guess
metaphor?
it's East Coast, yeah. It just looks like it's completely nighttime in your apartment right now.
My aunt could have warned me that somebody was coming to work on the yard. Like, geez.
We don't hear anything. So
yeah, we can't hear it.
It's all
I hear it, and it sounds like it's right in front of me.
So back to your excuses as to why you're not working out.
Nice. I like
work. I have a really weird
no,
work.
Yeah. Do you have lunch? Do you have lunch? Do you work from home?
No, I don't. I work.
I had a 12-hour day job, and I found a way to get to workouts in.
And what do you do on lunch?
Nothing.
Oh, interesting. Because you could be doing something, right?
I got a buddy who takes every day.
I can't just leave work and go to the gym.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to go to the gym.
I just said I do
it right there. Do it right there.
Yeah, as soon as you get off work, go right to the gym. Don't stop and go home. Pack a change of clothes in the morning and just go straight to the gym. That's what I do.
And I'm sorry, why can't you leave work and go to the gym? How long's your lunch?
30 minutes.
Okay.
Takes me 30 minutes.
And you work at a warehouse?
I don't even go anywhere for lunch.
Listen.
Can you run around the warehouse? Get some cardio in?
I mean, do you work more than 8 hours a day?
Nice.
Huh?
Do you work more than 8 hours a day?
Yes. I work 12 hours a day.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a lot. Do you have 2 days off?
Yes.
All right. I mean,
I'm fucking exhausted.
Finding motivation to go to the gym is the most difficult thing about going to the gym, because there's this whole thing. It's like, if you can get consistently to go to the gym for 2 weeks, that is the key. Then it becomes much easier after that. But getting that consistent 2 weeks is like so fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Even when you've already been in that pattern, and then have injury or something like that, you fall off of it. Getting back into it, it's just as hard as the first time. So, I mean, at a minimum, your weekends, just find an hour a day, go to the gym, and I mean an hour that could take it travel time as well, as long as you're exercising
and getting out
for consistently 20 minutes and actually getting to the point where you can get sore. That's all it takes. Do that 2 days a week.
And that's going to help you mentally, not just physically.
It'll help your energy as well. You will find a well of energy you didn't know existed.
Yeah. You won't wake up as tired.
You go home and we'll talk for 2 or 3 hours a night. There are 24-hour gyms you can stop at, or even just do it in your living room for 45 minutes, 20 minutes before you get on and talk with me, play games. Do that when you get home before you take your shower.
Yeah, or start investing in a home gym, man.
Well, here's the thing. If you did push-ups every time you beat it to porn, you'd probably do thousands of push-ups by the end of the year.
No. You can't jerk off till you get a set exercise in.
There you go.
That's the best thing to do. If you put limitations on that, you can't do it until you do this. That's the best way, because I remember the freaking shakes at the gym. They were delicious, and I'd say I can't buy one unless I go to the gym.
And then he would buy one and jerk off in it. Hey, full circle.
What?
Almost definitely.
An
Actually,
unhealthy
I mean,
obsession with jerking off right now.
reality.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
You
all I
love
think
yeah,
him?
he-
Gall, it's all I think about. I'm doing
Oh, yeah.
human retention right now. I'm
he's
holding on by a
self-projecting,
thread.
asshole. You're talking about everybody else jerking off, and you're the one talking about it the most.
Yeah, dude, it's all I think about. Because I don't do it enough. It's like it's for creative purposes. I do it so I can meditate more deeply.
Yeah.
Rough though.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, look, when I was single, there was a lot of jerking off. Yes, and yeah, putting a limitation on that's a great idea.
Yeah,
put
Dave,
that in
what
your
we're
book,
saying is
whatever
we
you're
know
gonna
you
do to
jerk
self-help
off
book
all
there.
the time. What we're saying is maybe do some push-ups before.
That's a fucking lie.
Wait, what did he lie about?
Dude, I
How
come
much
home,
he jerks off.
I go
Hey,
to work.
hey,
come
don't you
home,
chime in,
take a
BS Warren. You're
shower,
fucking next.
How old are you, Nate?
Oh, well,
make
I'm
dinner,
next.
play a game, or lay down. That's literally my.
You're in your
whole
early
life in a
20s, right?
nutshell.
You're in your early 20s. And you're not getting laid. There's 1,000% not a chance you're not jerking off 100% of the time. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I never said 100% of the time.
The
I just
second
said
you're like,
sometimes I don't
oh, I
have
gotta be
the
at
time
work.
to.
I might be late if you know, but I can
How
probably
much
jerk
time?
off in a minute. You're gonna take that minute.
It was 38 seconds. I could probably be able to use.
Yeah. Look, if I just use this one method, it works better. I could probably cut down the time and I won't be late for work.
Did you just say more better?
More better? Yeah, absolutely. I'm an author, by the way.
I know. That's why I mentioned it.
Also,
Somebody needs an editor.
Also, I think it's interesting that we've got two Marines on the panel and nobody's made a crayon joke yet.
Oh, please don't.
I mean, toss them my way. I will eat.
No,
them.
I think it's
so
awesome.
overdone. It's
Yeah,
so
and
overdone.
It's low. It's super low hanging fruit. And
Yeah, everybody knows it, and people think that they're special because they know it, and they're like, "Oh, I know this joke that he probably doesn't hear all the time." And then you're making. I'm like, I hear this every single time it's mentioned. Everybody knows.
Well, hold up. Wait.
As a Navy vet, I'm being very
Transportation and
nice.
medical needs to talk. Transportation and medical needs to talk. Go ahead, Navy.
Yeah. Well, you want to know what? We always respected bullet sponges. Okay, born for them, and we'll happily take them anywhere they need to fight.
Yeah, we got our Uber and our docs.
I saw somebody on Twitter when they announced that when President Trump first declared the cartels terrorist organizations, somebody on Twitter was like, all these liberals are talking about how the cartels don't play, but they don't realize that we're going to start sending Marines into a land where they've got liquor, Latinas, and people to kill.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination. That's
Dude,
fucking dumb.
and also, for the record, I love partying with Marines, man. Marines are the fucking best people to like go to a bar and just raise hell with.
Whoa.
I'll
Wait,
take that over,
side
like-
facts. What the fuck? why am I catching strays over here? My haircut. I haven't cut
Someone's
my
got to
hair in
take the
fucking
heat off
months.
me. So
Can I be honest, Bad Sauce?
What?
I can't tell.
What?
But your hair looks the same every time I see you.
I'm just gonna make a comment for months, and it's that short. Does it not grow?
It's not that short.
Oh, this is Darnell trying to
It got
bully
pretty short
me
last
into
time.
physical fitness. That's what this is. Darnell, do you want to explain this?
you're
So-
muted.
Friend.
Yeah, I got it. So my son is obsessed with trying to not look like a stick. He's like super skinny, and he's like, Dad, can you find something we can do? So there's like 4 sets of reps. You do it over the course of like an 8-hour day. Or dude, at work, you got 5 minutes, knock out one set of reps. The max you'll do is I think 25, which you can do in like 30 seconds or a minute even. You do each day, don't skip a day. By day 50, you do 50 push-ups in one shot, and it'll tone the shit out of you, dude.
Yeah.
And it'll help with this. Mental illness is
Hey, Darnell, why don't you
severely.
do it with him? You guys like.
I'll
check in
absolutely.
together.
I'll do it. Absolutely, brother.
Yeah,
You
Jim
love
Buddy's
it?
house over
Me
in
too.
Warren.
I'll do it, bro.
Wait, what? Whose house? What?
I'll send this to you, and I'll I'll check in, or we'll work out a schedule when we can do it, and I'll check in with you, bro. Dude, let's do it.
Brew.
I meant to say dude and bruh.
Yeah. I knew it too. I was just like, he was trying to say bro and dude.
Yep.
Showing your age there, son. How do you feel about that? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm serious. I'll send this to you, and let's do it. We'll do it together.
Okay.
It's always better when you got a battle buddy, man.
I could use some exercise after my surgery.
That's why I got all you guys. I don't have any battle buddies over here.
You do. Stop.
I don't.
Theo, to translate,
it's not the same. We're your battle buddies.
It's not the same, but it's similar to all your butt buddies, is what we're talking about. Translate that to you, Theo.
She just said we're your battle buddies, dude.
I said that's why I got you guys, because physically in my area, I don't have any of those.
I'm not far
I'm
from
about
you.
to slap the fuck
I'm
out
so
of you
confused right now. What the hell is happening?
I mean, I mentioned before, I'm like right outside of DC, but Nate, I'm not far from Rayleigh. All right.
You took what she said. And you like turned into like a poor me thing by saying I don't have battle buddies.
I don't have any here. I'm in fucking Colorado, man.
You explained it later. You explained it after, but like initially you took her comment and said,
y'all jumped on me. Like, come on.
But
yeah,
you're not.
This has been a struggle session for Nate.
We're not jumping on you. We're jumping on your personal demons right now.
Just say yes to Darnell.
Yes,
not the dress.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Darnell.
Let's do it, bud. Start today if you want.
Wear some fucking pants while you do it, though.
Start right here. Let's go straight to the middle school.
I mean, I wasn't saying you need to share photos or nothing.
Darnell doesn't like to wear pants when he works out because he wants to catch
unless there's Daisy Dukes or something.
I like the breeze. Yeah, the Daisy Dukes work great. The breeze just goes right up. It's perfect.
Dude, you can get so low in those.
I know the John Stockton Nut Huggers. I used to wear them when I played basketball as a kid.
You need some silkies, is what you need.
Oh.
There was literally like some Suburban that I was driving next to on the highway, and I noticed this fucking license plate just said Silkies on it, and I'm like, that's a fucking military man right there. Because nobody knows what they are unless you're in the military. When were you in, Bat Sauce?
2010 to.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about with Silkies.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, of course.
Our generation, 09 to 2012.
Sure. Yeah, no, I got
2001 until 2005, and I was in boot camp when 9/11 occurred.
Oh shit!
Dang. So when they did that whole
then?
like, hey guys, this like these people attacked, and it's usually a fake thing that they're telling you, but it was like legit when you're in boot camp.
Oh, okay, so we'll get into a little story time real quick before I drop back to the back room again. Is that we were doing what we called the trust test, which is essentially we go take the gas mask, go into a little room, they drop the pellets of tear gas, you take it off, you say your name, serial number, and you keep it off the rest of the time. Well, before we're getting up to this, we're in a room and we're being trained on it, and a petty officer walks in, he goes, hey man, a plane just crashed into one of the towers. Okay, none of us really thought, okay. Later, that same petty officer goes, another one just went in, we're going into lockdown. All of us were thinking, oh, they're just trying to psych us up for this.
Yeah.
But no, to find out, nope, that was what was actually
real.
occurring during the confidence training. Now, in addition to that, later down the road, that petty officer that came into the room at boot camp, I ended up being in the same division on the same submarine as him about a year later.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like for example, like for us when I was in boot camp, like they sat us in a room, they're like, hey, North Korea just attacked, and then they're like basically, yeah. Well, they're like they tried to act like it was legit, and then
they stole the plot from
Wolverine.
No, it's a fucking
Wolverines.
He's trying to say Team America.
No, they fucking
Wolverines.
Yeah, they remade it with fucking
Pride and Prejudice
with Josh Peck and Chris Hemsworth.
No, that's the Notebook. What is he?
Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Red Dawn.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next
plot from Red Dawn.
Yeah.
The Notebook.
How many ASVAB waivers believed it?
I don't know. I thought it was legit because the tension was pretty high with North Korea back then.
Bat Sauce was like, well, shit, I guess we're killing some fucking Asians.
Yeah.
No more sake, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Good times.
All right, that was fun.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
good
now that we're talking about killing Asians, I feel like we've lost the plot completely. Let's probably.
Oh, that's the line.
Let's see. What if we?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we not talking about Assassin's Creed?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of killing Asians going on in there.
Yeah,
But it's okay because he's black.
No, Yasuke's getting his asshole killed by some fucking Asians.
And did the Japanese government actually make a statement on it?
They did. Yeah. They actually did.
Is that not where you wanted to go with this, Theo?
No, but I'm happy we're here. Honestly, I'm very interested that Nate knows so much about video games and jerks off so much, and yet he has no girlfriend. I think that's very interesting.
I'm the one that fucking.
Can we go back to killing Asians and get the fucking mic?
I'm just noticing that Nate spends an awful lot of time playing video games and an awful lot of time not getting any pussy. I'm wondering if there's a connection there. What do you think?
It's called detox, stress reliever, jackass.
You know what else does that?
What do you think sex is?
I don't want to hear her nag at me after the whole thing's done.
Oh, Lord.
That's not what happens. If a girl nags at you when it's done,
That's definitely the wrong
you
one.
throw
You
that
took
one
home.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
the wrong one home.
Yeah. See, Gal. Yeah. Gal, are you demonstrating that you can simultaneously get laid and play video games? So you're about to do both?
Well, yes.
That's excellent. Are you going to leave your camera on? We are on Rumble, so we're good to go.
Where are you dropping? What Fortnite skin?
Actually, the rest of you guys can leave. Honestly, what am I talking about? You guys get the fuck out of here! Fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck out of here! What's up, girl?
Well, why am I still here?
That's awesome. You're gone too. What's up, girl? All right, that was fun. That was fun. Everybody's coming back. I was just doing a bit. Everybody.
Wait, you must have when Bat Sauce asked, "Why am I still here?" It's like, well, I need to have one person to watch. You know?
Ready to win is what I'm about to do.
We were all watching backstage. Come on.
All right, now Nate.
He's like, I have performance anxiety. I need someone to hold my hand.
Now, Nate,
they don't have anything else to hold on to?
Preferably something below the belt.
Thank you for explaining the joke.
All right.
You're welcome.
Now, Nate, do you see how that went super well for me? And how everyone was laughing and having a great time, even though it was kind of like a risque joke. Do you see that?
At your own expense.
All right. No. This is what I'm saying. It's like this is getting to your idea that you have to go around and be a nice little puss boy, or women will call the police on you. And I'm telling you that's not true.
Look, I'm gonna vouch for Nate right now. I think we need to cut the struggle session a little bit short here.
Wait.
I was gonna say it's different when you're doing it with your friends.
Do you remember the last?
Al and I aren't friends. I hate that bitch.
Do you remember the last time I was on stream with you, Theo?
Yes.
How did that feel?
I don't know. I don't have traditional emotions, but I had this like overwhelming sense of numbness in my chest, and I just like left and thought of Russia.
I don't believe you. You seemed a little mortified once it kept going for a period of time with a certain someone.
Oh no, I don't worry about that.
Wait, no, see, Theo's mindset. Well, that was bad because that happened to me.
Oh,
right.
You know what? That's a good point.
Right. I don't. Yeah, I have no. I don't see why you're bringing up something that's happening to Nate. I don't understand why that would matter. All right. Well, all right. This has been good. Let's wrap this up so we can bully Nate off camera some more. All right.
As soon as it starts to turn up, Theo.
Let's go.
Yeah, you noticed that,
right?
Let's go. All right. We're 2.5 hours in. Bat Sauce, you're a largely unknown and illegible author. Where can people find your books if they give a shit?
Excuse me.
God damn.
Jeez.
Well, first off, I have my Bat Sauce channel, which you can subscribe to, which I talk about storytelling. Often, bring racism back. That's good. That'd be good for storytelling. But hey, I got 2 books: Tale of the Dunce Whisperer, which is a fantasy comedy, and Final Babel Dawn Edge, which is military sci-fi. So if you want to check that out, if you're interested in either of those things, just check out the trailer for Tale of the Dunce Whisperer. It'll convince you. If it doesn't, then you're retarded.
That's right. That's right. So if you're not retarded, buy a book from Backsauce. All right, Gall, what do you do, and where can people find it?
Well, in a similar vein, I do not write the books. I read them every Wednesday on my show called Cooking the Books, where I take the book list, collecting dust in the corner, and read it to you so you don't have to. Nobody's got time for that. So green-haired anti-liberal on YouTube and Rumble and Twitter and Instagram. That's me. Otherwise, I produce for Dermy Wormy's Ballbuster show and generally hang out with other friends on their channels, like I Am Static on Thursdays for Weekend Pregame and Screaming Into the Void here in an hour and a half on Samuel the Infamous's channel. See you there.
All right, rad. Emerald, what are you showing me? Oh, that was the meme from last time.
Here's a little reminder.
What happened last week?
I have that. Fuck you. That's a background on my phone.
Oh,
you know,
what happened?
What I'm into.
This was about a month ago.
Yeah.
It's about a month ago.
And the mastermind who created that meme, Iron Oxide, what are you up to nowadays?
Nice.
Well, I got the weekly Rogues Gallery on Wednesdays at 5:35 p.m. PST. This week we have special guest Mike Harlow, so I'm really looking forward to that. That is going to be a very fun, very amusing discussion. Don't know what it's going to be about, but since Mike's there, it's going to be funny. And then we have the Weekend Rogues Gallery at 5:35 p.m. PST on Fridays, same as always. This week, our guest will be Philip Chan, so I'm really looking forward to that. And again, probably gonna save some of the video game discussion for Friday. That seems to be a good topic of discussion for all Philip, so that's gonna be a good one. And let's see, I'm over here on Saturdays. Most Saturdays, I'm also over on Cavecast on Sammy 3Pete's channel, Saturday morning at 8:30 p.m. or 8:30 a.m. PST for the intellectual approach into the lore and history of Batman. I've been having a lot of fun on that channel. I occasionally drop in over on Drunken Emerald's channel, insert title here show. That one's fun. When I can have the bandwidth, I even drop in on Nerds on the News. That one's a little tough for me though, dude, because of work. But follow me on X and you'll see all the channel updates. I do have some other things in the works. Still ironing out the kinks with that. But yeah, so go sub to my channel and everybody here.
Damn,
okay, good job. I hope you, Iron, I hope you're able to work out your kinks or whatever. All right. Selena, speaking of,
it's a work in progress.
Speaking of,
Selena, Selena, I don't know if you're ready to be on camera. So are you ready?
I'm not. I just, I don't like when it's like full camera. I don't know why. It makes me nervous.
All right, cool. Then go ahead and just with this regular size camera, tell people where they can find you and get all your cool stuff.
Okay, give me a second. Here we go.
Or actually, you know what? We'll do BS Warren next. Or no, you're ready.
Yeah,
okay, we're good. We don't need to move on. We're doing good.
You can find me on the weekend weekly Rogues Gallery on Wednesdays, where I produce and show up occasionally. And then the weekend Rogues Gallery as well at 5:35 p.m. PST. We have a great time over there. I'm over here on Theo's show every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST. And I think that's it for now. I'm trying to remember everything, but yeah, thanks for having me again. Bye.
Yeah, very cool.
And real quick, I do go on Curse of Strahd every other Saturday. I think it's next Saturday that I'll be on that again. There you go, Nate.
Yeah,
oh, don't sound
Where's
so
that
excited.
smile, buddy? Where's that smile?
You'd be so much prettier if you smiled. Okay, B.S. Warren.
Oh my God.
B.S. Warren, you write action adventure novels for men starring muscle mommies. I'm a big fan of the work. Tell us where we can buy it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm B.S. Warren. I'm the Blacksmith of Worlds. I'm the author of Young Monarchs, Last War of the Eight Kingdoms, as well as the upcoming Fist of Terraheim series, and many more fantastic works to come. You can snag my current what's currently out. Young Monarchs. You can get that at my landing page, which is in the chat, bswarren.card.co. It's an epic adult high fantasy novel about 8 royal heirs who band together to save their world from all-out war following an insane week-long bender on mushrooms. Super high octane. It's got tons of royal intrigue, lots of large-scale clashes between good and evil out on the open battleground. I blend genres with it, so you got arcane wonders clashing with technologically advanced civilizations and barbarian clans for dominion of the planet. absolutely awe-inspiring. You're guaranteed to enjoy it. And next year, I have book 1 of the Fist of Terrorheim series coming out. That is a savage new saga, drenched in blood and glory, carved in the wake of a falling star. Book 1 is going to be about a young barbarian hunter named Lucas, who will be called upon to combat a demonic invasion led by a vengeful immortal who has returned to the land of Terrorheim to complete the conquest he was denied so long ago. So that'll be available next year. And I've also got I don't bring this up I haven't brought this up yet. I have a bunch of merch and poster designs. I'm waiting on ordering more inventory for of paperbacks first before I start getting anything in stock. But hopefully here in the near future, you guys will see, poster designs and stuff, because I've got some really sick poster designs right now in the behind the scenes. So yeah, pick that up, and you know me, you'll see me around. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was a lot of fun. Let's get him down. All right, Full Metal Nate, you have things to do. Tell us where we can see your things.
Yeah, I got a couple things I'm working on, actually. Obviously, Curse of Strahd, episode 19. That is going to be this upcoming Saturday. You can see Iron. Theo, I know you're going to be there too. Darnell, you're going to be there too, I hope. Well, actually, no, you said you're out, right?
Yeah, anyway. I'm like 90% out. Yeah.
All right. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out for Pact. You can find me over on the Weekend Rogues Gallery on occasion. You can find me here when I'm not feeling like shit and don't think I'm gonna get beat down when I come on here.
Well in love, dude.
Yeah, I'm feeling the love. Definitely feeling the love. And other than that, just working on some videos. That's about it. Go follow me at Full Metal.
Is your therapist hot?
Also, to be clear, I'm not motivated by love. I enjoy watching you suffer. This to be
I know you do.
absolutely clear. There's not. I don't want you to misinterpret my actions.
Apparently everybody else does too. So
all right, Darnell Quigley, what are you up to, man?
I am on Monday nights with Sean at Third Railify and Killer Mike at Pop Culture Beatdown on his channel, usually Rumble and YouTube. Wednesday, I do dabble with the Weekday Rogues Gallery, but I will be filming a big Hollywood movie this week, so I will not be there. That is not a bit. That is real, actually happening. Friday, I will be on Insert Title Here, co-hosting with Drunken Emilaro. I come here on Saturday mornings whenever Theo has a spot, whenever I fit in, and usually Curse of Strahd every other Saturday. But I probably will not be around next weekend, as I will be I have a kid playing in the softball tournament, and I got to go support her there. Lastly, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Sham Records, where you can listen to my AI-inspired and AI-generated music that I cultivate and mix till it's a good song. You can listen to your heart's content. Also, I shamelessly shill for Theo his merch. You can get it at Theo's shop that he will post a link for in the chat in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Darnell. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, let's do me now. Oh, hey, I'm right here.
And
I'm Theo Snodgrass. I'm the host of the Touchgrass podcast with Theo Snodgrass every Saturday, 11 a.m. Okay. All right. Everybody else got to have their moment of spotlight, and I hated it, but I tolerated it. Thank you. I'm the center of attention now. My voice matters. Theo Snodgrass, host of the Touchgrass podcast. Everybody's excited to see it, and you should come on and see it too. You're seeing it right now. That's what you're doing. So go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm also at the Weekly Rogues Gallery. I'm also at the Weekend Rogues Gallery. I'm all over the place. I'm also on Insert Title Here. I'm also on Nerds Covering the News. I'm also traveling all over the country doing stand-up comedy, doing all kinds of stuff. I'm a philanthropist also. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I'm voluntarily. I generously volunteer my time to help underprivileged women feel better about themselves and improve their self-esteem. And so I volunteer my time generously. Tremendous amount of time I spend doing that. A lot of people don't even know that about me. And so what you should do if you want to keep track of all the cool stuff I'm doing, or buy something from my merch store, or if you want to follow me on Patreon and give me money so you can see my comedy, if you want to do any of that, go ahead and follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe this video that you're watching right now, and then go buy some merch from my merch store, or, buy a mug, buy a shirt, buy a swimsuit, whatever makes your heart smile. And that's it. That's it. We're gonna end the show now. All right. Thank you for being here, everybody.